How are you? Hello, Roberto.
How you doing, Cynthia? How's everything going?
I'm well. Hey,
Y'all
Poo-Poo.
look so pretty. And Rob, you look handsome.
Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Nikki. I always said you had a good eye.
Oh,
Boy,
I can't.
are you recording?
I just hit record.
Nick.
Nick. Hi, babe.
What up, Nick Nat?
Oh my God, Nick looks like a grown-ass man.
Grown as man. I don't even know how to take this.
Who is this?
Last time I saw you, Nick.
Man, probably that time was you at Angela's when we went for tacos.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
No, I think the last time we saw Nick was for my baby shower. When we went out to eat.
Was that is that what that was for? Yeah. Is that what it's for? It was for the baby shower.
It wasn't for the baby shower. It was that time after the baby shower. Yeah.
It was
when we went to that little place.
Baby shower.
No, Ronnie. It was when we all went to lunch the next day. It was like Amina, Sugar.
That was the last time.
Chrissy.
I sure don't remember that shit, but hey, Nick.
What's happening, Ronnie? Rob, what's good, fool?
What's good with you, man?
Man, I'm chilling.
Good.
True.
Okay, so y'all, it's I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of introduce, and y'all can just kind of like say hey or whatever when I call your name. It's super casual. We're just being ourselves. We're being friends, and we're just talking. There were just like a bunch of like topics that came up, and y'all know I do this on YouTube on my channel. But sometimes there's some stuff I don't want to just talk about by myself. I want to get a bunch of different reactions, right? So the purpose of this is because I want to get male and female reaction to a lot of these topics, okay?
Okay.
Like I said, super casual. Just be yourself. Have fun. Don't overthink it. Just and be honest.
So you put this up on your YouTube? This going on your YouTube?
Yeah, it's going on my YouTube.
Okay, so so I need to stay away from I need to keep the strippers in the other room.
But I'm pushing through. I salute you, and you, my friends, are the epitome of Black excellence.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Undeniably Nikki. As you can see, I'm not by myself. I'm joined with some amazing, beautiful people in my life. These are my lifelong friends. Some I've known since college, some I've known since my 20s. And I brought them on this time because there are some topics that I just want to discuss, and I want to get male and female. I want to get those reactions from the male and the females, right? So I'm doing this episode and I'm calling it Convos with the Sexes. It's a little bit of a play on word, a battle of the sexes. I don't want to call it battle because we all love each other and we're just going to keep it real and be honest and everything, right? But we are definitely going to have some conversations, some much needed conversations about some topics, about double standards, about just a bunch of things. So without further ado, here's my bays. I got Ronnie in the left-hand corner. I got Sin in the left-hand bottom corner. I got Nick in the right bottom corner. And I got Rob in the right top corner. Hey, guys.
Yo.
Hey. Thank y'all so much for being on here. Y'all good?
Yeah, we good.
Y'all acting a little nervous. I know y'all not nervous. What's going on?
Let's go.
Y'all acting a little shy. Get it together.
You said convos with the sexes?
Combos with the sexes.
Oh, I thought you said combos. I'm
combos.
Like, wingers chat. I thought
wingers chat.
Okay, so the first thing I want to get to y'all is, have everybody heard the Boosie's comments about Lori Harvey?
I have.
Okay, so even if you haven't, I'm gonna play a little bit. I already got it queued up. I'm gonna play a little bit because we got to discuss this. Okay, here we go.
And now Michael B. Jordan. What's your take on this?
I think we need to stop giving the the woman the power, you know, with situations like this. Girls keep saying it's goals, but we gotta start. This not goals, you know what I'm saying? We gotta start giving the bachelors, the men who running through a beautiful woman like this the credit, who not housing her, running through her. Cause most, you know, like Boo, and last time I went to Diddy house, him and Boo was together, you know, like they dogs. So we gotta start, you know, I know Lori a beautiful woman, but we gotta stop giving the glory to the woman. What about the bachelors? What about this, you know, who she not tied to none of them? You know, what about the futures, the Trey Songz, who been in through these hoes, you know, really bad bitches and bad. You gotta start giving them the credit instead of Lori.
Well, to be fair, most of the guys you talk about have been through a bunch of bad chicks already. You know what I mean? Although Lori Harvey's a very pretty girl, I wouldn't put her at the absolute top of the...
But the industry has.
Okay.
You wouldn't put her.
Yeah.
The music has, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta look at the bachelors who hear home somebody's song and be like, well, everybody talking about watch this.
Oh, yeah,
I'm finna go get her. I'm finna go get a piece of this. You gotta get a black bachelor some kind of credit now.
I want Lori Harvey on my wish list.
You know, one nigga like me saying that, somebody else saying that. You know what a rapper saying? You know, I want her because, you know, a lot of big dogs want her on their wish list. You know, so you can't look at it, you know, you gotta start giving the bachelors credit. You actually, you know, people act like they falling, but nobody's stuck.
Yeah, I guess like...
You only gonna stuck, you know, once you done ran through like that, you know, you really only gonna catch a simp. You ain't gonna catch no street.
Well, she got Michael B. Jordan, who's pretty famous actor. Yeah. I mean, is he the biggest black actor in Hollywood right now? I mean, if you really think about it right now,
but that's what kind of dude you gonna
as a leading man, like who is bigger than Michael B. Jordan right now? Nobody. I mean, Denzel's already older, and you know what I'm saying? He did his thing, and you know, there's a lot of older Samuel L. Jacksons and everything. But right now, if you want to sell movie tickets or streams, Michael B. Jordan. He's coming back from Black Panther 2. The star of Creed, like the star of a bunch of movies. He's the guy right now. He's claiming her, you know, they taking pictures together.
I told you she gonna get a guy like that.
Because he's not a street guy.
I'm not gonna put a guy like that. That's who will marry her. I feel like they look good together too. That's the kind of guy who would marry her, you know, somebody, you know what I'm saying?
So you would marry Lori Harvey?
Nah, I wouldn't.
No. Well, you're not talking about
I don't look for that in a woman, girls who, if a girl like that, I'm just trying to fuck her to, you know, tell my homie, you know.
I can't.
Said that shit.
You know what I'm saying? But that's it. It's not, you know, I just want a good girl. I don't want no, you know, I just want
a good girl don't want you.
Girl, you know?
Exactly.
He lying anyway.
Right.
She gotta be a fancy girl.
Okay, so that's what he said. Okay.
Fragile masculinity.
All right. So when I heard this, when I saw this interview, I was like, really? I was annoyed. I was super annoyed. I think it's very hypocritical. I think it's sexist. And I think it's slut shaming, which not calling Lori Harvey a slut, but we all know the definition of slut shaming. We all know what that is.
I do not know the definition of slut shaming.
So it's basically like when you talk trash about a woman who dates around, and you won't say the same stuff about a guy who does the same thing, but you do it about a woman. So it's kind of like, it's like you're slut shaming her.
So slut shaming is only for women? Only women get slut shaming?
Yeah. It's like a term that's only used, like, it was a term that was created by women to take back the power and be
no,
like.
I mean, I know what it is. I followed the whole Amber Rose thing. I didn't really know what it was supposed to, because I don't respect her. So I didn't really honor what she had going on. But but the slut shaming thing is, so is slut shaming considered, do you have to be a slut to be slut shamed, or is it being falsely accused of being a slut?
It could be both.
I think
because if you are a slut, then you shouldn't, the slut shaming shouldn't apply to you, right?
It could be both, Nick. It could be both. You could be shamed for the perception of a woman being sexually open or sexually free. If you perceive me, you could throw that on me and say, "Oh, she da 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 da." It could be either way.
So
and then
what if you are a slut though?
Huh?
So are we saying that no people are sluts?
No, we're just saying
if you are a slut, if you are a slut, is it okay for you to be slut shamed?
No. If you're a slut, you're a slut.
Oh.
If you owning it, you're a slut, and you're owning it, it's like who is another man to tell you that you're a slut? That's the whole point. Like it's not your even judgment to make. It's not your determination.
Right. And why even label her a slut?
Why label?
Right. But why label anybody anything? You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, if you are acceptant of being a slut, then is it okay for you to be slut shamed?
No, because you're owning you're a slut. You're owning it. You're saying, hey, this is how I get down, but you don't get to talk to me or shame me about how I get down.
So then nobody should be shamed about anything is what we're basically saying.
Okay, Nick, you going
I already know.
I'm really.
I know how Nikki is.
I already know.
No, that's a real question. This is a question that's pertinent to what Boosie just said, though.
It is.
You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, are we saying that people just shouldn't be shamed for anything at all?
People should be shamed.
Good or bad.
No, we're not saying that. We're just saying like people shouldn't just be. If this is a person who's like, I like to date around with most of the people I'm dating around with, I get down. That's my prerogative. That's my business.
Sure.
We don't go around calling men hoes for doing this or
we should though.
Absolutely.
We should though. But I guess I'm not particularly calling Lori Harvey a slut though. I don't think what Lori Harvey got going on is anything wrong with it. I'm just talking about the slut shaming thing in general. I'm just saying if you are a slut, then like you just said, if you're accepting that my behavior to this point has made me sluttish, put me in the slut category, then should people be able to speak on that? Should you be? Is it okay? I don't. That's why I'm saying, should you be able to be shamed for that, or should nobody be shamed for anything across the board?
I think that people. I know what you're saying, but I feel like to just compare it to anything else is like kind of weird. Like my thing is, why is another man speaking on another woman how she yields or put out her sexuality or how she demonstrates it? Exactly. What business is it to speak?
But it's the same thing with everything. Everything that people get shamed for, like people get fat shamed. Yeah. But if you fat and I'm not, what the fuck that got to do with me?
Because you speak on
it. No, that's my point. No, that's the point that I'm making. Just like she said, if like a person doing their own thing with whatever guys they into and whatever, that's their prerogative. Yeah. So I'm just saying the same thing with like fat shaming. If you like to eat a lot and somebody else don't, isn't that your prerogative? Like they shouldn't be shaming you for that, correct?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So nobody should be shamed for anything then. If I like to fucking be an alcoholic, then you shouldn't shame me for that. But is that really how the world works?
No, it's not.
For anything?
No,
that's not how things work. If you a slut, you're gonna be shamed.
It's not how it works, but we're trying to.
How did you determine that she's a slut though?
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Who gauges that?
Well, that was if you remember, the original question I asked was, well, is she a slut? Is she accepted of the fact that my behavior is slutty?
But the point
is, I'm not Lori Harvey, I'm just saying any woman that's being slut shamed.
But the thing is that certain people, not just guys, because a lot of women slut shame too. Certain people are assuming that she's a slut. Like for example, with Lori Harvey. Okay, yes, she's dated all these guys that we know about. She's dating around. That's what you do in your 20s. You date around. You do in your 20s, 30s, 40s. Some people in their 50s. Sure. But there is no reason for Boosie to assume that she's been run through by all of these guys.
I agree with that.
And
I don't think that's what Boosie was doing.
That's exactly what he's doing.
I think what Boosie was doing, I think we're looking at it as far as like Lori Harvey, but I don't think that's what he was doing. I think he was talking to the fellas. And I think he was talking to the fellas and telling the fellas, women that portray those Lori Harvey qualities, let's not start making that the standard of what we wife with all the dudes she's dating dudes, Diddy and his son and all this other stuff. I think Boosie was telling us, let's not glorify that. Let's not make that the standard. And let's get back to wanting a certain type of woman that doesn't carry all that baggage. I think he was talking to the guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I could get with that, but it didn't sound like that. It didn't sound like that.
Wait a minute, I can't get with that because
no, I don't get with that either. But that is, I believe that's what he's doing.
I think that's what
I'm saying. I get what Rob was saying, that's probably what he was saying, but I think he was saying more. I think he was saying that and more, because at the end, when he's like, you know, when he's talking about he wants a good girl and all that stuff, it does kind of line up with what Rob was saying. But I also feel like he don't like that this young woman is out here doing her own thing, and that women and some men are praising her like, good on you, girl.
She empowered for that, and he don't like it.
He don't like that she has the power. He like that it has always been the men who have had this power. And for him to be like, we need to start giving props to the men. Well, the men have been getting props. They've been getting props for God knows how many years now, how many decades since the beginning of time.
But he was saying that don't let that be the standard. You know what I mean? Like, don't let that what she's doing right there be the standard. I was he taking a shot at her? Yeah, but
mad shots.
But I think it was more so him talking to the guys.
But
I do.
I agree with everything y'all just said. He was talking to the guys, and he was trying to make it like, okay, guys, let's not be this. Let's not put this type of woman on a pedestal. As this is the woman we should wife. However, in the same breath, he's sitting there talking, well, it needs to be where we the ones running through the bad chicks.
He sounded stupid, period.
So, of course, Boosie's an idiot. We know. I mean, but the point is, I can't even get with what you said, Rob, because it's still the whole point of, should anybody be running through anybody? Why do I gotta deal with the men who've been run through? I don't want men that's been run through. So my issue is, okay, like, you can't say that and then not listen to the rest of the bullshit he said.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He just wants the power back. It's like, how dare she
power back? I feel like this is the first time in like, as far as I can ever remember, where a woman has been out here doing what Lori Harvey is doing, and she's actually getting props. And honestly, if you think about it, all the guys she has dated, I ain't never heard none of them talk bad about them. Think about it.
No, they ain't got none of the dudes. They ain't had nothing to say about it. Only outside people.
You know, so yeah, I think he just don't like that she has this power. What do you think, Sin?
Well, I mean, I agree with a lot of what Nick and Rob said, but the flip side is, like, you know, it's not just the men commenting about her behavior, right? Initially, I'm gonna be honest. I read that Michael B. Jordan was with Lori Harvey, and I'm like, what? No. And then I had to check myself because, you know, who am I to criticize what kind of man she should, that she's worthy of being with, based on her behavior. Like, she's sexually free. I mean, we don't even know if she slept with all these men.
Exactly. That's the thing.
So who am I?
All these, it's been like 4 dudes.
But
I'm just saying I'm just saying the media painting it like she been on a stroll. Like, we know, like,
and if she had
4 dudes,
it's been about 5 or 6, and it's
even 5 or 6, she like 27 years. You know what I mean? Like, we don't. That's not a lot of people.
I think for her it's different, right? Because I mean, as women, our life is not in the public eye. So because she's in the public eye, I mean, she's open to scrutiny, right? So 5 men, 6 men, it just seems like a lot for,
I think,
in people's eyes, the judgment, right?
I think it seems like too, because she became popular. I feel like really super popular within the last couple of years on the scene, and all the guys are industry men, and
that's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Exactly. That's exactly what
it's about. It's not about the numbers.
Yeah.
It's not. If she had slept with 10 dudes right now and we didn't know any of them, nobody would be calling her anything.
Exactly.
Because it was Diddy and fucking Meek and fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah. All of that. It's not about the numbers. So that's why I said that's why I say the slut thing. That's why I say I don't honor when people call her a slut. Slut is about volume.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Her volume, to our knowledge, is mad low. Yeah. So it's not about the volume, it's about the category.
The category,
right?
And that's why Boosie got a problem. See, the problem with Boosie is we supposed to be big time niggas. How is she running through big time.
Stopping with the big dogs.
If it was teachers and fucking garbage men, then everybody would be like, well, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't,
because we wouldn't know, because they're not like in the forefront like that.
Oh, and also too, even if we did know them, to Nick's point, no one would care.
Nobody would care though.
He's looking at these powerful men, and he's throwing out his little dog whistle. Like, hold on, y'all. We
dog whistle.
We supposed to be the shit, not her.
Yeah,
exactly. So that was another thing too. He's trying to pair it out to who he deems as his peers. Diddy is not his peer, by the way. But who he deems as his peers, he's throwing out his little dog whistle to them. Like, hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. We run through these folks.
You know, out of everything that he said, like, you know, his comments are insignificant to me. But the biggest thing that bothered me was his notion that, you know, no right man would marry this woman. You know, only men that would actually wife her up is a simp, you know, and that I'm so tired of that word. I'm so tired of males who criticize other males because they're not like them as simps, right?
Sure.
So that, out of everything he said, that annoyed the shit out of me, because I'm like, you know what? First, you're shaming her for being sexually free. I mean, let's assume she's, you know, slept with all these men, but you're shaming her for being sexually free. But yeah, you're upset because she probably wouldn't even sleep with you. So that's why you're so free.
A drink.
No, so you're talking out of like.
Well, I doubt that. I don't think that's the issue either here. I mean, Boosie can have pretty much all the chicks he wants. So I don't think that's the issue.
I'm not saying that's the issue. I'm just saying
you're
like
incorrect.
A man.
You're incorrect. He could definitely have a caliber of chick like Lori Harvey. Lori Harvey ain't no caliber chick. Yeah, she's a regular chick. Harvey's stepdaughter. Let's be.
What is your definition of caliber? Just by looks?
Yeah,
I'm talking about everything.
Nick.
I was gonna say a caliber. I mean, caliber in comparison to what he might consider caliber.
A good girl.
That's gonna. Well, he ain't looking for no good girl.
That's what he said.
No, he was saying other.
He wanted to marry.
No, he said he wanted to marry a good girl.
So he's basically saying
that's the good girl.
But he just talking about men in general. Boosie ain't trying to marry nobody. Clearly, right. You know what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is there is a certain thing as a caliber of people. You know what I mean? Like Boosie is a fucking millionaire. So of course there's a caliber that he's gonna be considered in. You know what I mean? So
automatically because he has money, but not because he's attractive or has anything going for himself. Money makes him a candidate for marriage.
He got the Boosie cut. He might be attractive to somebody.
But money is something going for you.
That's true.
You got millions of dollars. You got something going for you.
Yellow eyes.
I'm like, but everybody likes somebody like that. You may not like somebody like. I ain't sure. His mouth get on my damn nerves, but some people like that. Some people like the ignorance is bliss, foolish.
I mean, he's famous. Clearly, people like him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he can be funny when he's not being an asshole.
When he's not being misogynistic.
But I was just saying that about
it's
caliber.
definitely all of his comments are
misogynistic. Definitely put a Lori Harvey caliber woman for sure. Yeah. But now I will say this though, Michael B. Jordan is kind of simpish to me though.
What the hell does that mean?
I so expected you to say that, and Rob.
But not because of like other people dealt with Lori Harvey. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just his actions have been like he moving a little fast. Like
what do you mean? But the thing is, they said that they were secretly dating for months before they kind of started going public. They kept it on the wrap.
Oh, what the fuck are you Nick? You're saying he's moving so fast.
That's what they said.
So wait, Nick, wait. So Nick, you're saying he's a simp because he's moving so fast, but being public about how he was treating her, like Valentine's Day and all this stuff. That's why you think
that's people calling him a simp too.
Yeah. Well, yes, to answer.
Because like, he's like praising and like, you know, adoring this woman who all these men have been with. Like it's too soon to do that.
Yes, but not only just because it's her. This could just be some regular chick. It could be Michael B. Jordan's new girlfriend,
right now.
Tammy James we don't even know who she is.
Right.
So I'm like, damn, nigga, you head over heels. You know what I'm saying? Like you just.
And what's wrong with that?
Some people people fall.
I didn't get to finish what I was saying. Okay. well, because he just started dating the bitch. That's my point. You know what I mean? Like he seems to be a little extra into her, considering.
But that's according to your timeline of when you should publicly show someone there.
But someone being me thinking someone is a simp is my opinion, though.
That's true.
So I'm giving you my opinion. My timeline.
Go ahead, Rob.
I feel I agree with Nick. I feel like.
Of course you do.
Of course you do.
Oh, I'm so surprised. I wasn't expecting
water
is and be like, well, you know.
Convos with the Sexes, y'all.
I think he moving a little too fast.
Yeah.
I think I would look at all the other dudes before me and just go like, well, at least let me get past like that mark. Like at least let me get past, because she kind of run through these dudes kind of fast and kind of quick.
Yes.
Like let me just hold up before I do all this and put all this into this chick, man.
Yes. I can respect that perspective. I can respect that perspective.
I can see that actually, because I would be the same way.
I'm
the same with men. Hell, I ain't even a public guy.
So that's why I'm saying it ain't about her. It could be anybody. It's just like, bro, damn, you're doing a lot. You know what I mean? Like it's like you trying to convince us that love is there.
Okay, I can see.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying?
Real talk on regardless of what regarding what Nick said. He said you're trying to convince us that love is there. There have been rumors that this is a fake relationship.
Yeah, like you don't have to.
I actually believe that.
Honey,
all this snow frolicking.
And I'm gonna tell you why they've been saying it's a fake relationship, because he took some heat. Because Michael B. Jordan is super revered in the Black community, right? And
he be liking white
women.
Yeah, he only messes with white girls in the past. I've always seen him with white women.
Seen him with white women, and so people are saying that this is a fake relationship. I don't know if I necessarily.
Who are people?
Oh, it's like
I don't know, Sam, but everybody like that. I've heard that many times.
Yeah, I heard it too.
Now I don't necessarily know if it's fake or think it's fake. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, if it is, it is. You know what I mean? Like whatever comes out.
Fake though. I don't know. I don't have a feeling.
I mean, I think the people's perspective is probably like, oh, he typically dates white women. So now that he's with a Black woman, it's got to be fake because he can't possibly be attracted to a woman that's outside of what he normally dates. Like that's just kind of far fetched, if you ask me.
I can appreciate that perspective, Cynthia. Like you know.
Yeah.
See, I don't think it was. That's not why I thought. I didn't think it was because of her race. I just was looking at how I'm like the shit that he doing with her is shit that motherfuckers be doing on anniversaries, and you know what I mean. Like it's like it was like
maybe he's romantic.
Well, maybe he. Yeah. I mean, once again, I don't know him. I'm just what I see.
Some of it was coming off as overkill to me, Nikki. But you know me. You know how I am.
Wait, some of it's coming out how, Ronnie?
Overkill. To me.
It is to me.
I mean, it's a little.
What it looked like to me. I'm gonna tell you what it looked like to me. What it looked like to me is him trying to compete with the other niggas she dated. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like
damn. Which is a sign of insecurity.
Well, I was gonna get. That was the next thing I was gonna say. So first off, she fresh off dating Diddy, so he like fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like them big shoes to fill. But here's the second thing. People is dating her, like Boosie just said, because she was dating other celebrities. Because now this is the thing that men do. Men like trophies. It's unlimited beautiful women in the world. Why 7 celebrities want to date Lori Harvey?
I do feel like
because 5 other ones already dated her. The 5th nigga want to date her because the 4th nigga dated her.
Absolutely. Like it's almost like she's becoming like this novelty. Oh, I need to see what the thing is.
I need to see what it's all about.
What is it about her?
Period.
Yeah, I mean, and I would be afraid for myself if I were her, because I don't want people making a fetish out of me.
Exactly.
So I can see exactly some of the stuff Nick's saying. I can't.
And this happens. It just don't always happen with famous women. It's plenty of chicks this tossed around in these circles. You know, or this moved around in these circles, but they not famous. So you don't know that. You think this the first time Diddy dated a chick that somebody else dated, or hell no. You look at his baby mama. She was with Albie Short.
Okay, real quick. I will say that is correct what Nick is saying, because my knick-knack, who was my best friend in college, I ain't putting your business out. Don't worry.
I was like, we need to put a disclaimer out there.
I'm not putting his business.
I don't want nobody getting in trouble.
But I do remember Nick dating a girl in college that everybody wanted. And I remember Nick getting her, but I remember a lot of guys. It was a fantasy. A certain girl, I'm not gonna say her name.
Nick is trying to remember himself.
No, I didn't date many.
So I can remember.
Because
I'm trying to go to the files too. Like, who's this?
Well, Nick, this was one.
I didn't date a lot.
No, Nick, this is one.
No,
you didn't.
We know. Don't even waste our airtime. We know.
For real, we could be on this topic for a long time.
Just text her name after we get off the call.
Yeah, just let us know later.
Nick will know who I'm talking about if I just say this. She was your girlfriend, and your girlfriend for like a couple. Sure. You know who
then I know who you're talking about. Then
I know who you're talking about too. But
that is a thing with guys. That is a thing for sure.
Yeah, it's a thing. So I think that got a lot to, and that's I think that's where a lot of that disdain you hear in Boosie's voice, because he like, what the, you know what I mean? Like, hold on, she all the dudes is dating her, but she getting the glory.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the part, which is lame to me. You know what I mean?
It's
like
so
that's lame.
So
with Lori Harvey, the only thing I want for her, honestly, the only thing I have said about her, I don't care about her dating around. I think that is what young people do. That is just hell. That's what we're doing now. Some of us who are single, that's what we do. You date around, you figure out who you like. The only difference is that she is a celebrity.
That's it.
My only thing with her is that I hate that the only thing that she is known for is who she dates.
You need to do something
like
else.
You are Steve Harvey's daughter, girl. Like you get the world.
Well, that's just as bad.
Yeah.
Before that, she was only known for being Steve Harvey's daughter. She need to get her own life.
She needs to get her own, and it's
something worth us talking about.
Yeah, like find an identity outside of the men you date.
I think that girl. No, I think that girl is what you see is what you get, and she trying to get her somebody to lock down, and so she trying to be just kept in a social light. I don't think that girl aspired to do nothing.
That's fair.
I've been seeing the way she move around for years. Before she even got famous, I saw how she was moving around because she was like 18 and engaged to the soccer player dude.
She get it honest though. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I think she was taught that's what it's like. You lock you down a big fish and you play that role and you live and you travel and you just ripped in your tour, but that's what you do. You a trophy. That's how she was raised. That's where it came from. I don't think I can't sit and aspire for her to have a movie star. I don't think that's what it is. She don't want.
No, I want that for her. I want her to have something else.
Girl.
Just like her mama was. They said her mama was getting
exactly
right. That's what they said.
I think that's what they're trying to do. You catch you a big fish, and that's it. And
Go ahead, Rob.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Rob.
They said her mama was getting ran through back in the day. So she
we don't know if Lori being ran through, so we ain't gonna
not Lori, not Lori, but Obama. But I mean, Lori done been ran through.
But they're gorgeous. Marjorie's gorgeous.
I mean, and you gotta also you gotta look at it's also the lane, the demographic too. Her mama was dealing with, before Steve Harvey, she dealing with dope boys and shit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's not even, it'd have been a difference if she was going from rich man to rich man, but like pediatricians, and then fucking, it's a different way that they're going to, it's a different way that you have to be with different type of men. It's a difference between being rich off drugs and being rich off plastic surgery. You see what I'm saying? So when her mama was dealing with D-boys and shit, so it's a certain way that she gonna even show her daughter, even whether she's showing her overtly or covertly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it's both.
I mean,
Nick froze.
That's your man. How to
Mac, you're frozen.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't hook damn.
You're good.
You're good.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. Like you don't hook a millionaire drug dealer the same way you hook a millionaire orthodontist or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they looking for different stuff. So maybe the way Lori and her mama, that's what a D boy is interested in. Right. But so it's not even being with high profile dudes is different depending on what kind of dude it is. Yeah. So I think where Lori Harvey stand with how she get men is kind of like what Nikki's saying. She just taking the training for her mama. Her mama like, these type of motherfuckers just want a trophy. They don't want to. Other high profile men want a partner. Look, you need to get out there and do your thing, and we need to be building together. But maybe a motherfucker like Michael B. Jordan might feel like, listen, I got it, and I just like a drug dealer. A drug dealer gonna be like, I don't need you in the mix trying to be a queen pin. I'm bringing in the money. You be a trophy. And if that's what she's seeing her mama doing, that might be a testament to why what you saying, Nikki. Like, she ain't on that. She just want to be with a motherfucker with money.
That was Rob.
Ronnie, a motherfucker with money, and she just like, I can play this position.
Yeah, true. That's true.
So you might not get much from her, knick-knack. Yeah.
Right. I think that this is what you see is what you get. She's pretty.
Plus, she's young enough where, you know, it's about Instagram. They're famous for Instagram. They get rich off of Instagram. I don't think that's as far as aspiration looks. I mean, she's what do they label her? Instagram model.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be it.
Yeah.
But as far as what she's doing, I don't see nothing wrong. I think she's getting.
I don't see nothing wrong with it.
But you know what, Nick? I'm so proud. I'm proud that you don't think there's anything wrong with what she's doing.
Now, Rob, what you think? Because I feel like you secretly judging.
Yeah.
I know he is.
No, check this out. I respect what Lori Harvey do. I don't have no problem with it. I just looked at it from a different perspective. Like, she's not what we've been taught to wife up as guys. Mm-hmm. And I think that's just what, you know, Boosie was saying. But I don't have no problem. You can find these dudes and do whatever you can do. I always respected that.
Mm-hmm. So then the real question is, okay, would you wife her up? Or
I personally probably wouldn't wife her up if I was like a Michael B. Jordan. Like,
what if you was just Rob?
Yeah, like, what if you were just Rob?
No, I definitely wouldn't wife up because of the way she moved. Like, I wouldn't take her seriously. Like, I just feel like she a fun girl. Like, she ain't nothing you really wife up. You have a little fun with her for a couple weeks, couple months, and then she on to the next dude. I mean, that's her pattern. Like, I see what you've been doing. I'm looking at the game film.
But Scorch, real quick, real talk though. Why can't it just be that she was dating these guys?
I was just gonna say that.
Literally, she didn't see a future with them, so she moved on. Instead of wasting her time, she moved on. Why can't it just be that? Because men do that, and y'all don't even do it based on not seeing a future. You move on because you want the next tail that didn't cross your eyes that you want.
Right.
So why can't it just be for her that she don't want to waste time? She don't see a future in that. She sees how they move because we all know how future moves, and she want to be done.
Exactly.
I think that's hard to do
from what we see.
That somebody move. Yeah, when I'm watching how she move, I think it's hard for me to ignore that.
Well, I mean, it's hard for you to ignore it because you know about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, but let's just hypothetically say the situation was different. Like, you know, you met someone you really, you know, care about them. You see like you could build a future, but you know, you open that conversation of like, you know, how many partners have you been with? And they give you some information that you're not happy with. Do you change your mind then? Can she not be absolved of her freedom or her liberties? Or how you guys like to paint it, of her just being ran through? Can she not be absolved of that? She's not worthy of having a great man because she felt free to taste the rainbow?
It is a number. It is a number in my head that I feel like if I heard it, I wouldn't be able to deal with it.
Wouldn't be comfortable.
And I feel like it's a way that you get your dicks and shit too. Like, I feel like you can have a list and have guys, boyfriends and everything, but like, I don't want you to be the chick who's getting a train ran on you, or you was the this, that, and the third. Like, I think it's a way you go about getting those numbers.
But those situations typically happen when women are young. So why should that affect her now if she's a grown-ass woman trying to, you know, settle down and, you know, build a relationship with someone? Like, when can you be absolved of your past to be deemed worthy of being married?
Yeah.
I think that's close-minded. But I get where you're coming from, but I think it's closed-minded. And I think that's the same, like, general thought that Boosie's, you know.
And I think that's the general thought most men have, because I think that's how most men come up. Like, we come up that we're not supposed to go for those type, like those.
But men are created to make those types. So that has to change.
And girls are trained not those types.
Yeah, and we're created not to be them.
Our parents, our society, our church, whatever, we lectured on sexual purity to the point where, I know how it personally impacted me in terms of how I moved. And it was like, it was always taught that I was less than a lady if I'm walking around giving out my favors liberally. So,
right. Or, I mean, and yeah, that's what it boils down to, is like how we were raised and how you break from that. And I think maybe a lot of women these days, they're not being confined to religious, perspectives of how a woman should be a woman. If you talk too much, you're not ladylike enough. If you sleep with, more than 5 men in your lifetime, you're a hoe. You've been ran through. You don't deserve. So I think it all needs to change, right? Like Rob said, like we've been taught not to wife up a woman like that. But how about we teach our men as well? Like, don't create women like that.
Exactly.
Okay, I got a question for y'all. So is the issue that it should obviously be equal, but should it be equal in which direction? So are y'all saying that it should be okay for men and women to be whorish, or should it be frowned upon for both?
The latter part. I think it should be, if we're going to frown upon shit, like let it be equal across the board.
Across the board. That's what
I disagree. I don't think it should be frowned upon.
Okay.
Some people don't. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry. What you say, Nikki?
Equal across the board.
But which way though? But in which direction?
But it's also
equal, but in which
what they do. Let people be who they are. Let them do what they do. If I have this guy over here and I know that he's doing this, and then there's a girl that's doing something just as comparative, this girl shouldn't be called out and treated worse and saying that she can't be wife, and he can be a husband. Like, to me, that's crazy. Like, they're doing the same thing. So
it's kind of the same. It's kind of back to what I was asking earlier about the slut shaming thing, right? So is the issue with slut shaming being equal, or is that's what I'm saying? Is the issue equality, or is the issue slut shaming? You see what I'm saying? Is the issue with, well, you didn't call him a slut, or is the issue, don't fucking call me a slut? You see what I'm saying? Which one is it? Because it sounds like it's always.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's both.
Some women, I don't get it. Well, how can it be? But listen, you are what your actions say you are, whether you want to be categorized or not. You understand what I'm saying? So it don't matter. It don't matter what you feel comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are what your actions say you are. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I have a threshold for what I consider slutty, and you go past that threshold, then you a slut.
Oh, Nick, you froze.
Feeling that way.
You frozen, Nick. Say that last part again.
That was a great point he was making too.
Oh, okay, say the last part again.
I was just saying, if all I said, if you're a slut and you pass that threshold, then you a slut to me, and it don't just whatever the slut, anything past that is slut.
But okay, so here's the deal: you can think what you want, right? Because that's your prerogative. That's you have your opinion about a person. But does that give you the authority to be calling someone out and saying that about them to people?
Yeah,
you can think that to yourself.
It does. You think it gives you the right?
It depends on how you displaying that behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just live in your life, and then you asked me a question. If you just live in your life, and then I see into your life to call you a slut, then that's fine. But if you live in your life publicly for everybody to see, then you're open for public opinion. I'm part of the public.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, Nick. I can respect.
I'm sorry, was I breaking up? Did y'all hear that?
I get the public part. But like, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. So, Nick Nat, we all have known you since college. And you were a bit of a Lori Harvey, like
better.
Dating
or worse.
You said better. Said better. That's what you mean. You trying to clean it up by worse.
No, I said better or worse.
No, I said better.
See it.
So how would you feel if the girls were out here calling you all types of hoes and sluts, which some were?
I'm sure they did.
That's why I said which some were.
But girl, men are wired differently. like it's easy for them to be like, I don't give a. And Nick didn't. Like, that's just what it boils down to. Here's the thing, though. Like Nick said, like, and Rob even said it. He has a threshold number, right? And as soon as that woman, like, surpasses that threshold number, she's a slut, right? Because it's all relative. I mean, his number could be 100. Once she hit 101, that she a slut to me.
But I didn't just say women, though. I just said I had a number.
Do you?
I didn't say.
Okay, Nick.
I was gonna ask, do you have? We were talking about. Rob said he had a number. Do you have a number too, Nick? A threshold number?
Not really. I mean, it's just obviously after. I guess I do have a number, but it's not like derivative or like directed at women. It's not like
Nick, it's like if you hear it, right? Like
it ain't a number I got sitting in my head. But if you be like 78, I'm like, damn.
Exactly.
I'm like, well, I didn't know 78 was my number until the bitch said it. And then
but now that you said it, that's the number.
Nowadays, man, real talk. Like, if I'm giving her in my head about a dub in the dough.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about
20 and you out, Rob? 20.
No, not that I'm out. Not that I'm out, but I'm already in my head knowing she's probably hit at least 20 dudes.
I feel like
you just saying you starting at that number.
Yeah, I'm starting.
Okay.
I mean,
Rob started
disgusted.
In my head, I'm starting at about a dub.
So he's probably going to be Lionel Richie, right? Like marrying a way younger woman.
Oh, what do y'all think about?
Because no way, a grown. I mean, you would have to be a saint to be a woman in your 40s, mid 40s, to not have more than 20 partners.
That's a lot. I mean, that's a small amount.
But that's my point. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm already knowing.
That's why you already putting a 20.
I'm already knowing she's at a
exactly,
and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that, but I know it. I'm thinking like grammar school, high school, vacation.
Especially if you went to college. If
everything. You went to college, you have to date in grammar school and high school.
Yes, I have friends in grammar school that were having sex.
I did too.
Playing with dolls in 7th grade. So the fact
I wasn't, but
I wasn't grammar school. This is like crazy.
I wasn't in grammar school either, but I know.
Yeah, I didn't have sex in grammar school at all.
I ain't gonna put too much of my business out, but y'all making me feel like I need to go out and catch up. Shit.
Well, catch up.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're just using that as an example that if they did indeed start in grammar school, they've had 20 partners by the time they get to
like by the time they finish high school.
Yeah. So again, that goes down
like 20 partners.
Oh, come on, y'all exaggerate now. Come on.
No, we do. We're not saying
not in today's world. Not in today's world. That's the norm.
Good Lord.
In today's world with the internet, you think kids?
In today's world for sure. I agree. It's the norm. Yeah. Maybe not when we were younger.
No, probably not when we
might have seemed, for sure, she's a slut.
No, when I was young, when I was in high school, if you had slept with 20 people, you was a hoe, bitch. I don't know what you're talking about.
There was most of the kids getting trained and stuff ran on them.
Go ahead.
Well, actually, Rob just said something important. What I was gonna say about being a slut, right? Remember I said earlier, it's not per se always about the volume for me. It's kind of about your approach. You know what I'm saying? It's like
how you move.
Sure, surely. Because like Ronnie, if say you and Nikki same age, and you've had, it's really just like you could have three. Nikki, you could have had 3 partners, and Ronnie could have had 20 partners. You know what I mean? But say she dated 20 dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I was with each of them dudes for some months. I liked them. We had sex. You know what I'm saying? And say you only had sex with 3 dudes, but they ran a train on you. You more of a slut than her.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like you more of a she just having sex with guys she liked, guys that she thought it might go somewhere with. You got a train ran on you. You know what I'm saying?
The way you get your bangs matter. The way you get your bangs definitely matters.
The way you get your bangs.
Okay.
The way you get your bangs definitely matters.
So that's why I say that thing about Lori Harvey. To me, she just dating motherfuckers.
She is.
That's why I just don't look at it like she just dating motherfuckers. We don't know that they having sex. I'm sure they having sex, but You know, she dated motherfuckers a couple months, 8 months. It didn't work out. I'm done with that nigga.
Hey, you gotta respect her range. You gotta respect her range too, because she's
facts.
She from Diddy's son to Michael Jordan, he's like the best actor in the world right now.
Yeah.
So like her range is that she like a little bit anybody, you say the right thing to her.
So let me ask y'all this. How do y'all feel about kissing and telling? And I asked this because Bow Wow is gonna be putting out an album talking about
yeah.
That's a simp.
That's a lame. He's a lame. He wants to be relevant.
He said he's putting out an album.
It's weak as hell.
He's gonna be talking. He's gonna be saying names. He's gonna be telling details. What do you, how do y'all feel about that? I think it's despicable. But how y'all?
I think he's a lame. To me, I'd rather actually read a book or listen to an album that the 9 women will write about him. I would be more interested in hearing that side versus his dumbass side.
But that's kissing and telling too. So we can't say it's okay for them to kiss.
Oh, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm
y'all
just
went
saying
out and bought Superhead book. Now y'all hating on Shad.
I read it.
I mean, I didn't say I wasn't nosy and didn't want to read about it. But the truth is he really going to tell the truth about the relationship and whatever things he's going to disclose about them?
Who tells the truth? Who is any? None of these people are telling
the truth. Superhead told the truth.
I tell the truth.
Maybe she told the truth. How we know?
But we don't know exactly.
Oh, you said yeah. We don't know if she told the
and
truth.
That's exactly why people shouldn't be speaking.
Ronnie, you frozen.
But you're right.
Because that's.
But you're right.
Ronnie, say that again. You were frozen. That's exactly why. What?
Oh, I said we have no. That's why we have no business speaking on anything. Nobody know everybody.
I agree with that too.
I don't believe in kissing and telling. Actually, I get mad when I date dudes and they want to kiss and tell. I don't like that. I don't like it at all.
I mean, we're all guilty of kissing and telling somebody. You know what I mean? But
not everybody.
Okay,
but not everybody. I mean, I don't go around telling.
Yeah, it gotta be a certain amount of.
He's not talking about you just confiding in your friends or your friends when you messing.
We talking about the internet.
He's telling the whole world.
I'm not just telling a group of people or moving around circles.
We're talking about the internet. We're talking about.
Well,
hey,
I mean,
y'all
I'm
want to
not
know
agreeing
something?
that you should kiss and tell. I'm just saying, like,
I just feel like I don't think people should kiss and tell unless both parties. All the parties agree. All the parties are okay with it.
But why do we need
think it should be done then?
Why is this even a topic? Why is it even a topic of us, me and you as a couple?
Yes.
I think a lot of those things that want to be shared should be journal entries. You want to feel good about what you did, write it in so you can go back.
I think he's doing it for clout right now, personally. I think
for sure, because he wants to be relevant. He's irrelevant.
Talking about Bow Wow. We ain't talking about Shy Moms. We just not. So I think he's doing it because he needs to be propelled back into the limelight more. So I think that's why he's doing it. But you also, you do something like that, I think as a human being who's like actually being a good person, you have to like, I know he just wants to like tell his story. Some people just want to tell their stories and that's how they write books and they say things like this. But I feel like, you know, that a lot of these women are married now. Like, for example, Sierra and Russell Wilson. So
Mena, Erica Mena.
Erica Mena's part. Well, that may be close with how these two fight. But I mean, but still, I just feel like there should be a respect for what you did have with that person to not go out there and kiss and tell, especially
Rob,
if you're in a new relationship.
Rob was starting to say something. I'm really interested in hearing what he has to say about this.
No, I think it's corny, but you got a lot of dudes to do that. Like they want to know so they can tell and put a woman's business out there. And a lot of times it's false too. Like maybe not the whole story, but a lot of it, like a lot of one side, make yourself look good, very well. And then you putting that chick out there like that, man. And that's going to change the way she moves for the next dude. And I think it's weak. Like, cause you're going to make a whole album telling everything you do. Ain't no dude's going to respect that. That's corny. You putting the women's business out there. A woman's supposed to be able to respect that you're gonna keep it 100 and keep it real when she fucking with you. And if she know you can't keep it 100 and keep it real by her fucking with you, it's gonna change the way she move, and you look real corny doing that.
Yeah, it's super corny. What you think, nigga?
Well, I say this. I think it's corny. I think it's corny to I think kissing and telling is corny.
Me
you know
too.
what I'm saying?
That's
Like just all just in general, you know what I mean? Like y'all know you for everything that y'all college, you never heard nothing come out of my mouth. It always came from another party.
Yeah.
Anything you heard about me, I ain't got nothing to say. I don't know that bitch.
I feel you, Nick. I ain't got shit to say, nothing.
I don't know her. I never met her.
I don't know.
Never saw her a damn
life.
But you know what I mean? But you know, the flip side to what the Bow Wow thing is, first of all, we assuming it's gonna be all bad. He just said he was doing an album, and each song was going to be a dedicated to women in his life. And then from there we assumed, oh, it's a fucking tell-all. He finna be on some
true. That's true.
We don't know that. We don't know what the fuck.
Oh, you think he's gonna come on, Nick, I get it.
Listen, Bow Wow, let me tell you something, because now y'all doing now y'all being double standard and stereotypical, just like men was being about Lori Harvey. And y'all got to understand when y'all being wrong.
We need to have monthly talks with Nick.
Now let me finish. What I'm saying about Bow Wow is Bow Wow done been engaged to women before. He got children with women. Clearly, he ain't 100% womanizer. Clearly,
he got a daughter now.
He done had love for women in his heart.
Oh, you think because he had a child with someone he was actually in love with them?
No, I'm saying because he was engaged to multiple women. He been in love with them. That's what I'm saying. So.
But the kids, he might have changed his perspective.
No, I get what they saying.
And more important than that, Bow Wow been putting out music for forever, and he ain't never been. He ain't for all of the music he done put out. We ain't never put him in a category of his music is so misogynistic. And he don't have no track record. I mean, no more than any other rap. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't fucking Too Short or nothing. You know what I mean? So. He don't have no history even of doing. So we just put a scarlet letter on him before the shit even, you know what I mean? So you know what I mean?
Wait, so Rob was saying he thinks that him having children might have changed his perspective.
No, just to piggyback what Nick was saying about we don't know what the album gonna be about.
Yeah,
I'm saying like, man, he got kids now. He been with these women. I don't know, if he got a girl or whatever, but I know he got a daughter. Like that type of stuff might, with this album coming out, the way Nick was saying it might be good. Like we don't know where it's gonna come from. How having kids and being a father, all that stuff.
You really think that because he's trying to be relevant, you think he's going to put out an album that's going to praise these 9 women who he was with and maybe did them wrong? You think that's the kind of album he's really going to write?
I don't know.
You guys are being, I understand, obviously you guys, you have a point and we shouldn't put a scarlet letter on him, but I doubt that that's the kind of album he's going to be writing.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I doubt. I'm not saying. I wasn't saying. I was more so saying I didn't think it would be all bad. Like I don't think it's gonna be a tell-all. But we don't even know it. If we only know 3 of the bitches, we don't even care about the other ones. So
he's got some heavy hitters.
But no, I'm lying. He has some heavy hitters.
Okay.
He should call Joey.
He got a nice roster.
He do.
He's got some
nice roster.
No, it's definitely gonna be trash. No, he definitely gonna be trash.
He's gonna be trashing them. And
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick.
Okay, so speaking of Sierra, because I was just bringing it up. So Russell Wilson, y'all, he gets a lot of what is it about men?
He's a lame.
He is not.
I gotta disagree.
You ain't even let me.
Hey, Bob, you don't think he's a lame?
Nah, I'm just bullshit.
What is it about?
I'm a Russell Wilson fan.
Me too.
Dotes on Sierra. What is it about him doting on Sierra, talking about how much he loves her and stuff, or Sierra talking about how much she loves him and she dotes on him? Why is it that it seems to drive Black men crazy? Why?
It's called fragile masculinity. Fragile masculinity.
It's like y'all
fragile masculinity.
Situation. It's like y'all mad that she moved on from Future.
No,
I don't hardly like Future.
That's what Boosie was talking about. He
was cheating. Like she moved on. She found the guy. Her next guy ended up being her forever guy. Hopefully that's who she married.
Sure.
But it seems like every time, like the comments on social media, when Russell Wilson just says anything sweet about Sierra, it's insane. The toxicity that comes from my brother's mouths. And I'll be like, yo, what is going on? Like, we should be celebrating a man who literally is celebrating the love he has for his woman. So I need to hear the guys on this first.
Me too.
What's the deal?
All here. Don't fight for the floor, guys.
No, it's two-sided for me. Like, I get why dudes don't like Russell Wilson. Like, Russell Wilson took the fun girl out the party and he wiped her up. It's back to what Boosie was talking about. Don't do with Lori Harvey. Like, Russell did it. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but I also get you love that chick and you can't control like who you love. He took the son, future son in and all that stuff. Like, I think Russell Wilson a good dude, but
great.
I get both sides. Like, I get Sierra was out here bad before Russell Wilson, but Russell Wilson treated her better than anybody ever treated her.
Wait, was she out here bad? Because I only know about Bow Wow.
No, but I'm talking about Bow Wow, 50 Cent, Mari Stoudemire, like she was just, you know what I'm saying? So.
But she was engaged and with Future for a prolonged period of time.
And he couldn't keep it in his pants. He wanted others. So it didn't work. And she didn't stick around for it. But it does seem like a lot of Black men are upset that she did not stay in that toxicity and she moved on to something better. Like, what the heck? And I'm just like,
we want our fun girls to stay fun girls.
For what though? You're not gonna marry them, so why can't they move on and be treasure?
Why can't she fun for her husband? She fun.
Men want fun girls to stay fun girls. Like, a lot of times you'll have a girl, she got that reputation. She's gonna always have that reputation to that circle of men. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the chick's known as a buster, she a flipper, she this, that, and the third. Every time I see her, I'm gonna think she a flipper, she going, because that's how she's been. So when I hear, you know it, when you hear somebody got wiped up, a chick that you know is just out here bad, you be like, damn, somebody, in the back of your mind, you be like, damn, somebody wiped that up. Like, she was out here bad.
You know what? As women, we kind of think that too.
When somebody put a ring on that, and we the same way as dudes, like, damn, somebody wiped that. She was in the train.
Was she out here bad?
I'm not putting Sierra to that level, but I'm saying we look at Sierra like Bow Wow, fit, you know, all that. Did you look like this dude?
She was dating. She was dating, and she's in a public guy. That's all she did. She was dating.
Yeah. I get both sides. Like, but we put this tag on somebody and try to keep that tag on them like they can't change.
But do you think that he's a lame or a simp?
No. I like Russell Wilson. I'm Russell Wilson. I love Russell Wilson.
Me
so
too.
I love him on the field, off the field. So it's hard for me. I love Russell Wilson. But I get both sides. I get why dudes say what they do about him. I understand why they do it.
He was a lame.
Nick, why you call him a lame?
Come on, Nick.
No, it ain't even the Sierra thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a hoe, a housewife. I didn't look at her like that. I just thought she just, you know what I mean? Like, but I just don't like. He just a goober to me. He just a cornball to me. You know what I mean? Like, he be doing shit that's like what I would deem overkill. You know what I mean? Like, he be doing the same way you see niggas to be overly tough. The same way, even niggas this tough. You know niggas this tough. You like, I know this nigga's tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he being overly tough. You know, I mean,
overly, like, is he
where Russell Wilson do the same thing. So it's cool to be a caring. It's cool to be a caring guy. But okay, now you trying to be like.
Well, you know what? I disagree because I don't think he does it as much as Sierra. I think she puts more out than he does.
But she do well. But you didn't ask me about Sierra.
Okay,
about Russell Wilson.
About Sierra.
Oh, she's a lame too. She's lame. She's much worse than Russell Wilson.
I mean, but what's wrong with it showing a healthy relationship where you treasure? I mean, personally, they're in the public eye. They choose to do that. They open themselves up to scrutiny. But you know what I mean? Your relationship should be private. Like, it shouldn't, you know.
Yeah.
But I didn't say I didn't like him. I just said he was lame. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say, but now he does do stuff that I don't like. Like, prime example, the thing he with the setting up college funds for Future's kids. Y'all don't remember he did that? He set up college funds for all the baby Future's brothers and sisters.
He did?
Yes. That's sucker nigga shit.
I didn't hear that.
Is that true though?
You could Google it right now.
I don't think that's true.
I'm gonna Google it right now.
Googling that.
So what was
the point of him doing
Exactly.
No,
it was no. That's my baby Future's my son, and I want to make sure his brothers and sisters are taken care of. They daddy is fucking rich, nigga. Don't try to do that. Don't try to make it.
To me, it seems a little petty or shady.
That's my point. No, that's what I'm saying. No, Ronnie, you taking that's exactly what I'm saying.
Super petty.
They always try to paint it like they be trying to paint it like Future is a loser. Future is not a loser. Future is a fucking successful black man. Don't get it fucked up.
But it doesn't mean he's taking care of his kids, and that.
But it don't mean he ain't either. It don't mean he ain't either. You ain't never heard none of Future baby mama say nothing about him not taking care of them kids.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
What they say?
He's in court. All of them, right?
He been in child support court for 3 years. He got a standing. He got a standing parking spot at the court. Don't blame me.
But isn't he in child support court for amounts, or is he in child support court for not?
No, there are women group like the last 2 women he had kids with that been in and out of court because he don't even want to claim the kids.
He don't even want to claim these kids.
They had to force him to establish.
Oh well, but are they?
But out of money, they didn't want to give him anything.
Right, but hold on. Just hear what you just said. He didn't claim the kids. What the fuck you mean? You can't just start. Right, but you just said he had to go to paternity court. This is what I'm talking about. Future. I'm talking about Russell Wilson went and established these is for kids that's already his kids.
Look, if it's true, Nick, I agree with
my
you.
Children.
It's pretty lame. If it's to me, it's lame because my thing is.
I don't think that's true, Nick. It's not coming up anywhere.
I've
never heard this.
What?
Never.
Hold on. I read it, and they was talking about it. Like they addressed it. Like
Rob, have you heard?
I mean, not Future. Russell Wilson addressed it. He was just saying like, well, those are his kids, those are his brothers and sisters, and I want them like to all be equal. Like.
And I didn't even see him doing it though. Like that's some real like petty stuff. That's like some shady stuff.
And they be doing shit like that. And they be doing shit like that. Like they tried to change the boy name.
Yeah, that was.
I don't remember that. Y'all don't remember they was trying to change it.
Well, that was Sierra.
And it ain't no Sierra. It's Russell Wilson's name. What the fuck you mean it was Sierra?
Wait, they tried to change
it's his name.
Oh.
So, Nikki, did you Google if that's factual?
I can't find it. I Googled it. It's not coming up anywhere.
Rob, have you heard that this is what Russell Wilson did? That he set up like college funds for.
I didn't hear about that, but I remember the name change. I didn't hear about.
I remember the name change thing, but I've never heard it. I don't think that's true. I mean, it was just a rumor in the hood that everybody.
No, I heard Russell Wilson talking about it.
So wait, okay, so let's hypothetically say, okay, if their fathers are active in their lives, yeah, I could agree that maybe he overstepped a bit.
Their father is Future.
Okay, either way, I'm just saying hypothetically, right? If the father's not involved and he took that, right? He took, let's say if he isn't, the dad is involved, then yeah, I think that he overstepped. Like he had no business to do that, right? But on the other side, if their dad is not active in their life and he's with this woman, I think it's commendable that he sees investing into these children, into their future as commendable.
Yeah, let me tell you what.
Most people don't deem that a wise investment. I'm not going to take care of your other kids. That they're not mine.
And he know people would think that way. That's why it's shady. Because he knows.
No, I don't think that's shady.
Given his position, everybody looks at him like such a great guy. That's how he look. I'm gonna tell you why. That's why your favorite celebrity wear fake jewelry. Because everybody say, well, they rich. That jewelry wouldn't be fake.
They sure were fake.
Same thing. It's the same principle. Everybody say Russell Wilson had to have the best interest at heart because he's a God-fearing man. So that's why he could get away doing shady shit.
So you're saying that investing into energy or resources into a child that's not your own is not a wise investment overall.
No, I don't think
first of all,
that's not what he's saying.
I don't think what he's saying. It's shady if he did do that.
It's shady.
He did it. I think it is. I think
it's shady if he did that. If
he invested, if he set up funds for all of future
it's shady.
Other kids, that's shady.
I agree with that. But I'm saying if Future indeed is not active in his kids' lives, why is it wrong that he
check this out, Russell? I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, now I'm gonna answer your question. No, allow me to answer that question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why. Russell Wilson lives in Seattle. Future lives in Atlanta. That's almost as far across the map as you can be, one end to the other. It's unlimited children in that space that could use that help.
I agree.
Why are you trying to help Future's children?
Because he's in love with their mother.
Allegedly.
But they're not his mother. Sierra only got one kid with the man.
Well, I think you're missing the point. I think she's missing the point. Yeah. He's setting up a college fund for Future, which is the only child.
Oh yeah, all of the other kids as well.
All of them.
Other kids with other babies' moms.
With other women.
They have okay. I mean, that definitely is overstepping. I agree with that.
Overstepping, and that's shady. I don't think he did it because I can't find it anywhere. I think it was a hood rumor.
I don't think he did it either.
And I don't think Sierra will let him do that.
I don't think
she would let my husband do it.
Sierra wouldn't let Russell Wilson do anything that would make Future look bad. You crazy.
Ronnie, so you're saying that if you had a child with another man and that man wasn't active in your child's life and you found a partner who loves your child and loves you, you wouldn't let him set up a college fund for your child?
No, I think that's okay.
No, Cindy, I'm not saying that. We're not talking about the future. We're talking about the other
baby mamas.
I guess I'm not. I mean, I thought I heard you say
we're not talking about my
Future is okay. Look, baby Future is okay. Setting up an account for baby Future is okay because you know what? You're raising that child. That child is.
I thought I heard Ronnie say I wouldn't let my husband do that.
That child.
No, I said I wouldn't let him do what Nick is saying that he set up money for the other children.
Russell Wilson made this statement.
Business. That man is rich. They'll figure it out.
Right.
Agreed.
That's different. But if you set up for baby Future who living in his house, who he raising.
Yeah, do your thing as you should.
That's your baby too.
And that's what I'm saying. See, that's cool. But see, that's what I'm saying.
You don't know, and you going for his baby. That just seemed like you own some shady stuff. Because
you own some shady shit.
It does look like that.
You own some shady shit. You trying to set
from Seattle to Atlanta that you could set up college funds for.
Tons of them. So that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like I hate Russell. I'm just saying he be doing lame shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that was lame to me. And also, allegedly, well, he gave a statement. He quoted this.
Well, Nick, when you find that, make sure
I'm finna read it to you right now. I wanted to give these children the stepping stones to get in a college education. These kids are the siblings of my son. Where they have the same opportunities as my son. I understand that their parents have a lot on their plates, and it's almost as if my duty to help these children succeed. I love my son, so by default, I love his siblings as well. I hope that I can have some sort of impact on their lives.
Nick, who wrote that? Your cousin from something like that?
This is what I had seen the first time. That sounds like what they got Russell Wilson written all over it.
I mean, could it be that he set up these college funds for kids outside of Future's kids?
No,
because the baby mama has 3 kids. One has 3 Futures.
No, Cynthia, no.
Cynthia, you ain't following this, G.
Yeah. Because Sierra only has one child with Future. So
I know, but he did it with all the other kids.
Her other 2 kids are with her husband, Russell. So if that was the quote, and he's saying that means he set up those college funds for Future's siblings.
I said it was 10 racks a piece.
A jab, and which I hope he did not do. But if he did that, that's a jab.
It's just a jab. It's a jab. It's certainly a jab.
It doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good.
But listen, but outside of that, the original thing that I was saying about him was y'all was saying about him and them two's relationship. You know what I mean? Like the way they be acting. The only real thing I don't like them, and it's not that I don't like it. It's just he comes across very beta.
And not everybody could be an alpha man, Nick.
Well, you don't even have to be alpha. That don't mean you got to be beta.
But wait, what's beta?
I mean, they could be. They don't even seem equal.
What
He's a whole successful football player with way more money than she has. How are they not equal?
Yeah.
What you mean? That's my exactly, Ronnie. That's my whole point. Given his stats, it don't seem like he should be taking. It seemed like he always the back seat. To me, it seemed like she drive the boat in that household. To me, You know what I mean? Like, and that just seems very awkward to
What's
me,
she gonna drive
given those stats that Ronnie just listed. Shit, what the fuck you mean?
What's wrong with her driving the boat and taking care of everything in the household when he literally
what? That motherfucker didn't got no strenuous job. That motherfucker worked 3 months, 4 months out the year.
Dude, he has stress on him trying to get his team to the Super Bowl every single.
He has to be at top. Now, come on, Nick. You got to be a top.
Yeah, Nick. I don't know.
Like the lead quarterback. Come on, Nick.
I'm talking about in a relationship. Y'all talking about in a fucking household.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about when you see them two together, he seemed like a lap dog. That's what he don't. Hey, listen, well, you have your own opinion. I have mine. I mean, I don't.
That's true. I don't think he comes off as a lap dog. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Rob, do you think he's a lap dog?
No,
well, he already said he's a Russell Wilson fan, though.
I'm a fan.
I feel like he's like the head of his house.
Well, you said you liked him too, and you're still calling him a lap dog.
No, I said I didn't dislike him. No, I said I didn't dislike him.
He's the head of his household. I feel like he leads his household.
He's corny.
And I feel like he needed as a partner.
He just corny.
He got
corny.
Ways. Be cool.
Corny. I mean, it's originally what I said in the beginning. I just said he was lame. I mean, that's it. I didn't say he was like a bad guy. I just said he was lame, and he is lame. He be doing lame shit. When you see them in
I definitely think
together,
he used to dress lame before he was
he looked like a lame. He got lame written all over the way he looked. Period.
His wife before Sierra was terrible. Not like she was terrible.
No, he wasn't married to her. They were just together.
No, I thought he was married to that white woman.
He was married.
He was? I think he was married to that white woman. I think they met in college, right? I want to say in high school.
They were married, Nikki. They didn't stay married nothing but a couple of years, but they were married, and she was.
Got rid of right before he signed that big contract. Good job, Russ.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't have an issue with Russell Wilson. I just think he's lame. I just think he's corny. He's just a corny guy.
Okay, that's your prerogative.
But I didn't like that. I mean, the jury is still out on that thing with the kids. But I didn't like that.
Yeah,
I didn't like that. Because I know how they do. Because I know how they. I mean, even though he falls into the mold, Future does. You know what I mean? Like his image is the fuck boy. He's like the ultimate fuck boy.
Yeah, he is.
But be clear. That's really part of his image. You see what I'm saying? Just like Russell Wilson's image is the good guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not as much good guy as marketing makes him look like. Just like Future ain't gonna be as much fuck boy as marketing makes him look like. You know, we get wrapped up in this shit. We don't realize how influenced we be. You know, it's just like when you see somebody, you see commercials, or I see an artist sell a bunch of records, and I'll be like, I know that's because marketing is behind that. And it's the same thing. It's like some of that shit we see about Future, that's meant to look like that.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Marketing making Future look like a fuckboy when he literally has like 8 baby mamas.
What's a fuck boy about having 8 baby mamas? You think a lot of these it's pastors in these mega churches got 5 baby mamas?
We didn't ask you about
No, but the point that I'm making is the same way you saying 8 baby mamas make you a fuck boy. So then that's just like, but y'all don't like slut shaming.
That's true. Okay.
What you talking about? That's slut shaming.
It is along the same lines of like.
No, it's not. No, y'all not gonna let me get that pass.
That's slut shaming. He got 8 baby mamas.
Wait a minute. No, having sex with multiple people is slut shaming.
Him having
Ronnie
8 different baby mamas is different.
Engaging with that is not the same thing. We're talking about a pathology here, and we're talking about something else. So no.
What's the difference? Okay, what's the difference? Well, okay, what is the difference?
You're recklessly just walking around dropping your seed everywhere. No, we're gonna hold you accountable in our Black community for that, because that's not the same thing as you just running through a gang of girls and then you don't even want to put on a condom and you just having kids with them. No, that's not shaming.
Hold on. Let's be clear. You know, the majority of these sluts that get slut shamed, the ones who may really be sluts, is having abortions and shit, right, Ronnie?
Okay,
so
and that's fine.
You know it's not, or they just not getting pregnant.
But they don't. The evidence is not there. The evidence of that is not there. If they're having an abortion,
Ronnie, because you don't get caught don't mean you didn't commit the crime.
Okay, 3 and a forest, Nick, and I'm saying to you that these men walk around having kids with multiple women, they're not even using protection. So I'm saying to you, I do get to say, look, you need to go put something on, put a hat on or something like that. You can't, if you're gonna run through women, you should, like for instance, we all know, okay, we talked about this earlier. You weren't just running around recklessly having children, you were putting on something. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying you can't just say one is not, it's not an A to A apples to apples relationship when it comes to that, because you're walking around creating broken homes. And I do get to look at you and say, man, dude, like that's the kid that's gonna go without their father. That's a kid that's not gonna get their father 100%. And then you, like I said, it's a pathology and one is a behavior. And I can't just say that it's a clear.
A man can't create a broken home. Only a couple can create a broken home.
Both men
I'm gonna tell you, right? So the woman is creating a broken home after listen. After
both of them are
two baby mama 3 own.
Both of them are part of the issue. I'm not saying it's only the man. I'm saying to you,
baby,
Nick,
the kind of nigga he is.
It's not equal in it. I'm saying it's not a clear relationship to slut shaming. I'm saying to you, you're right. Men and women create broken homes. Just if me and you get together, it is just as much my responsibility to assert protection as it is for you. And I'm saying to you, when me and you do that, and we both continue in that behavior, that is a pathology. It's not quite the same as both of us just freely having sex and we out here protecting ourselves and not bringing children into that
situation. I think that's the disconnect. That's the disconnect right there. What you saying though, you are under the impression that because the other sluts that we talk about, if they not having kids, that mean they having protection, or that mean that they not being reckless. No, that just mean they had no kids.
Nick, I'm actually not assuming that. I'm saying to you that I can't speak on that because the evidence of that is not apparent. The child has not been produced. I don't know. If me and you have sex unprotected and nothing happens from it, no one knows. That still doesn't make us any less reckless or any less irresponsible.
But you're saying if you have multiple kids and multiple baby mamas is the evidence that he is not being protected and doing what he needs to do.
Or at least there's the evidence that he didn't protect 8 times.
Right. So I think
I'm just saying all of that is just semantics.
And we have to have him accountable for that, and it has nothing to do with his sexual behaviors or his sexual proclivities. I'm saying to you, the man is walking around producing children with multiple women, running around dropping his seed across this country, and there should be some level of accountability. And it has nothing to do with he can have sex with 200 women a week if all I care. I do think of the production of the children is a different issue. Like I say, you can't. It's not an apples to apples comparison. That's
because
all I'm trying to say.
They didn't ask to be a part of this, and you're bringing them into a situation
where
you're not.
Y'all bringing them into this.
No. You're saying but when he has a child and then he ends up moving on from this woman, he is bringing that child into a situation where they're not going to have a father full time. So he got to own his part in that. And
what if she moved? What if she moved on? No, but what if she moved on? So then whose fault is that? What if she moved on? You know what I'm saying? We know Future got 8 baby mamas, however many baby mamas he got. We don't know who left who. You don't think none of them women left Future? I bet they did. Because he wasn't always Future. He wasn't always Future.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I just don't.
So Ronnie, I don't think by agreeing with Nick's original statement was like giving him a pass. I think what he was trying to convey is that just like he was talking about marketing, right? So he's marketed as a fuckboy, right? And so that is equivalent to a woman being marketed as a slut. But it had nothing to do with like, okay, we know that he's around going around procreating, but that was the tie. That's not giving him a pass. That's saying it's similar, right? Because just because he has 8 kids with 8 different baby mamas, we that have an issue with slut shaming shouldn't be shaming him because he has 8 baby mamas. Now I'm gonna be honest, like there's no way I'm about to show you a double standard on my own, because it would be really difficult for me to take him serious as a candidate for marriage if he had 8 baby mamas. Now, is it fair to say that he, again, doesn't qualify? I mean, his past is his past.
Right.
But
now he ain't hubby. Now he ain't hubby material.
Strong individual to oversee that, because there's evidence of his You know what I mean?
This is not the same thing as slut shaming, so I can't.
I'm not saying that it's the same, but
saying it was. I don't think.
I just think he's correlating to we're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
No, I think
just that he has evidence.
I think it's the same thing I think it's the exact same thing as what people saying about Lori Harvey. We just substituting children for celebrities.
Yeah.
We saying she a slut because she done been with 6, 7 celebrities, and then we saying Future a slut because he got 6, 7 baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? I think it's the exact same thing.
Yeah, he just has evidence. You know what I'm saying? Like he has
got evidence.
Children.
She got evidence.
But I'm saying there's a scene, right? There's an extra added part that Lori doesn't have.
No, it ain't. We know she fucking. We know them dudes having sex with her.
Well,
it ain't no extra nothing. I don't think it make a difference.
We don't necessarily know that they having sex, Nick.
They fucking. They definitely fucking. Ain't nobody playing with Lori Harvey.
Check this out. We know enough. We know enough for public opinion. We know enough for public opinion to be had. We know all we need to know. Yeah. I'll put it to you that way. We see Lori Harvey with any of them. I mean, just like I don't want to single her out. We see any woman with any dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? But in her particular instance, we know enough. We don't know these kids is real. I ain't never seen Future with all them kids in a picture. Maybe they lying, but I know enough. I'm like, he got them kids.
He claiming them, Nick.
Well, that's my point. And I bet Lori Harvey, she ain't around saying I ain't had sex with these niggas. So she ain't
stand you.
You know so I'm just saying, but I think it's the same. When we see Lori Harvey with 6 celebrities, we like, oh, what the fuck wrong with her? And then we see Future with 7 baby mamas, and we like, this nigga can't keep his dick in his pants. It's like, damn, maybe he just like 8 chicks.
Mm-hmm. It's more than
I mean, I could see it from both perspectives.
You know what I mean?
Rob, are we boring you? Rob, are we boring you?
Get in on this, Rob.
Rob's nap time.
I'm listening. I was just.
He's trying to multitask.
Okay. So moving along to the last topic. So considering what we just talked about, you know, with Future and basic Future and Lori. Okay, do y'all think that monogamy is a thing that can exist in today's world? Do you think it is something that is real, that can actually truly exist with the way the world is today?
Definitely.
And I ask that because I live in Las Vegas. It's hard dating here in Las Vegas. There are a lot of guys who are It's hard dating everywhere, but especially
what's it like in Vegas?
Because us women, we outnumber the men wherever we are. We always outnumber the men. There's always more women than men. But here in Las Vegas, it's even especially hard because one, this is the biggest adult playground in the freaking world.
Okay.
And there are a constant influx of people coming in and coming out. And it does not give cause for the guys to want to settle down because you have so many different women coming into this city all the time, not just the weekend, all the time. So before pandemic, before everything was kind of, closed down, the strip is always popping. Downtown is always popping because there are so many people coming in, such an influx. And I notice when I go on dating websites, as I'm swiping, a lot of the guys are polyamorous. They are polyamorous. A lot of the women too. Well, I don't see the women, but they're on.
Like it's listed, like it's saying like
on
there.
You can list your polyamorous, and they
it's in their bio.
Their bio says, I have a girlfriend. I have a girlfriend, or I have a wife, but we're looking for. They will either say there's different types of polyamorous. One will say we're looking for a friend. Another one will say I'm looking for someone else to date on the side. Like she has her person. So my question is,
sure.
I'm like, what the hell? Like, does no one want to be monogamous anymore? Is that? And so it just made me think, like, is that a thing? Could that still be a thing in today's society? Are people wanting to be monogamous? Do you think it can exist in this world today, where people are a little bit more open, a little bit more free, and they are open to polyamorous relationships and dating?
Anybody want to go first?
You.
Me?
You got the floor, Ascent.
Why me?
Because I just saw it on your thing and you were talking.
I really like this topic, right? Because I've had very open conversations with my husband about this. I I do think monogamy can exist. You know, I think that in today's society, it may seem like monogamy doesn't exist. And the reality is we have to look at, you know, what we want and what we desire as individuals, right? If a male or a female desires monogamy, then they can make monogamy work, right? But I think that more and more, because people are being open, so I actually honor people being transparent, saying we're polyamorous, right? Because they're being upfront that they could try to be committed to you, but there's someone else in their life. And so being upfront about it, to me, is the way to go. And you give that person a decision whether or not they want to partake. But there's so many people in the world who aren't honest about loving many people or wanting to be many people, right? Wanting to be with many people. So I think it just comes to a point that as an individual, you have to look within yourself to see what it is, what you really want. Because you can't walk around claiming you want a monogamous relationship, but are dipping in all kinds of ponds. So your actions have to line up with your words. But does it exist? I think it does. I think that monogamy has been painted to us as a cookie cutter thing. You know, just like saving yourself or, you know, not running up your numbers. It's the same way.
It's been painted as the goal. Monogamy has been painted
as the goal. But what people fail to realize is that, you know, we could see, I love this topic. So we could see that majority of us get our idea of what a successful monogamous relationship is by our environment, right? And what's the second best influence is what you see on television. So this goes hand in hand on what we as people or individuals believe is love, because love is tied to being monogamous. You got to be able to love or be okay with loving just one person. But the reality is that possible?
Right.
Are we as individuals created to love just one person? Is it possible? That's the real question.
Yeah.
And so for me, I think that if we look at science, the fact that males can't seem to love one person, it's really difficult for them to love one person. I'm inclined to say that maybe we weren't.
Though I don't think
now it's women. We're more open. I'm not saying me specifically, but women in general, we're more open to saying, well, I don't want to get married.
Yeah.
I don't want to have children.
Right.
Nick, you know, and so we got to say, like, okay, scientifically, maybe we weren't created to love just one person. So it's about, you know, making a decision that you're going to be monogamous. So it's a choice, and you got to have the will to be monogamous.
Okay.
But
that was well put.
That was well put.
But, you know, I'm polyandry is appealing to me. Like having two men. Yeah, that shit looks, that's appealing. I wouldn't want to be part of a polyamorous relationship.
No, I wouldn't want to be a polyamorous couple, but
I don't think ideally I'm created to be in a polyamorous couple, because, you know, women are wired to be emotional beings. And so, yeah, I might think it's interesting, but I don't think it would work for me. But I would be open to the idea, especially now. If I weren't married, it almost seems like you have to be open to the idea.
Yeah. It's like I wouldn't be open to a polyamorous situation where I wouldn't be open to it being like polygamy, where we're all living under the same roof.
No, I wouldn't want that either.
Like, that's not my judge. But if it was a situation, as I get older and I am still single, and I think this is why my thought has changed a little bit. Even though I do know that I do want monogamy, and I know that's what I want. I wouldn't be necessarily as closed-minded to a situation. We saw each other from time to time because we had a connection or something.
Mm-hmm.
I can't explain it, but that's kind of what I'm trying to say. Like, but
to me, like,
on the same accord, everyone has to be open about it. It can't be you're seeing me, she don't know, or I'm seeing him, he don't know. It has to be a mutual discussion, everyone on the same accord. But my overall intended goal that I still think that I have within myself is to have a monogamous relationship, because that is what I want. I want my person. I want that person that is my connect, that I go home to every night, that I share my life with, that I share my day with and everything. And I share things with. But seeing so many couples who are polyamorous and seeing that it works for them, I'm not closed-minded to people being that way. I'm actually like, okay, it works for y'all. Do what you do. And as long as everyone's being honest and everyone's being safe, have that.
And you know, I have two more things to say, and then I'll let everyone speak. So, you know, it goes back to like that cookie cutter idea of what a relationship looks like to us, right? That we've been fed. To me, I feel like, you know, it's beautiful that some of our grandparents, I can't say my grandparents were together for 65 years, right? I mean, it's beautiful to see that someone was with someone for that long, but I think that what is missing in that is really discussing what things really went down in that marriage. Okay. Was my grandpa faithful? Was my grandma faithful?
Yeah.
Did they have ups and lows? Probably, but they're not sharing that.
Right.
And so it gives us a false pretense of what a successful marriage, a monogamous relationship, what it means. I'm not saying, you know, to have a successful marriage, you guys should be open and have an open relationship.
Exactly.
No. But what I'm saying is that perhaps we need to be honest about what a loving, committed relationship means and be real with ourselves. I've been married for, this year will be 17 years. I would be lying to tell you that in my marriage, we haven't had highs and lows. I would be lying to you. I would be lying to you that I haven't found another man attractive.
Right.
That's to say that because you're married and you're in a monogamous relationship, those things aren't going to come and try to infiltrate your relationship, and that as an individual, you have to make the decision because you are in a monogamous committed relationship, that you have to make that decision that you're going to be in a monogamous relationship. Because even if I change my idea of what I wanted from my marriage, my partner would have to be on board. And so when I got into the relationship, we both wanted monogamy. So that is what we work on. And I still do, right? This is why I'm still married.
Exactly.
But it boils down to, we all need to be real with ourselves. You can't be a 45, 50-year-old man or female saying they want the, you know, the house with the white picket fence. You want to come to a partner, but you got to know that it takes work. And aside from that, you can't, your actions have to line up with your words.
Yeah.
It just boils down to that.
Exactly. Okay. Anybody else? I know.
I was just gonna say, Cynthia, that's not really like and that's not really like an infiltration. You know what I mean? That's really just life taking its course. You know, it's like it's you know, and that's and I think a lot of times when you're in like marriage or long-term relationships and stuff, people look at that kind of like, not saying that that's you, but I'm just saying in general, like now them against the world, or the world is against them. I'm like, no, the world is just moving on how it normally does. You remove yourself from the world. You know, the world is just doing this thing. So it's not, like when people get mad about like people hitting on their wife or trying to date, look, that's your wife or that's your husband. You know what I mean? But the world is still the world. So the world still keeps moving like, you know what I mean? It's just like I noted what I honor what you're saying about it does have to be a conscious decision. So it's
I think it's a conscious decision every day. I think
it's almost going against your nature, right? Because I feel like our nature is to love more than one person. I don't believe we're cut to love one person, and we can go biblical with it. Sure. We can, God is love and he loves many. So no way that my creator made me to love just one individual my entire life.
Rob?
And that might stir up some people, but
I see Rob's got a little smirk on his face. What's up, Rob?
I was talking about Cynthia's point with the God and love, and I was like, we love everybody, but we all are supposed to love a bunch of people. But I think we get to that intimate part. That's the part that people have a problem.
It's different.
Yeah.
But that boils down to what is your definition of intimacy? We're not talking about having sex with somebody else. You can have a connection and be intimate with them without having sex.
That is true.
Yeah.
Sure. I guess I was tying it more into the monogamous part.
Okay.
You know, I more into the monogamous part. Like, you know, love, but then it's love at a limit when we get to the intimate portion of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like people,
I know what you mean.
Like you can love. You got 20 friends and you love 18 of them, but then you got those two you intimate with.
Yeah, we're not talking about sex.
No, I get what I'm saying.
But you are talking about sex. You're talking about polyamory.
I say I love you to everybody on here. Every time I talk to y'all, I tell y'all I love y'all, and it's because I truly love y'all. Y'all are my friends, y'all are my family, but I ain't intimate with none of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, how do you define intimacy?
Yeah.
So when I was listening to Rob, I was listening to I have.
Well, I ain't having sex with you.
So that's what I'm saying. But to me, intimacy is not necessarily sex.
Exactly. That's true.
You know, you could have sex with someone and not be intimate with them, and you could be intimate with someone and not have sex with them.
Yeah.
Those are not even the same thing to me. It would be great. It's always a great thing when you can merge the two together. But I heard Rob say the whole 20 friends and 18 of them and 2 of them you're intimate with. Were you talking about sex, Rob, or are you just talking about these are 2 friends that you have that intimate connection with?
I was talking about sex.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. But intimacy is not synonymous with sex.
Okay. Did you finish, Rob? Did you finish?
Yeah, I got my point out.
What you think, Ronnie?
So when it comes to this whole polyamory thing, it's kind of along the lines of what some of you guys said. I do think that people should be upfront about what they're doing and that honesty, because to me, the trust and honesty is way beyond the actual act of you doing something with someone else. Is monogamy, I guess, a foreign concept, or is this gone now? I'm not going to say that. It is harder now. It is hard to you know how we all probably know our different things. Cynthia, you're the only one who's married out of us, but it's hard to just date and connect with people. Yeah. It's hard for people to really see you. Yeah. You know, women, it's projected onto us that there's so much competition. We got to deal with the girls and the guys and the inboxes, and you think you're talking with somebody, you think you hitting it off with somebody, you think you going somewhere with somebody, and you know, some DMs can throw your whole scenario off, you know, some you know, clandestine, you know, messages and get-togethers with someone else. So we have to, I think it's not a foreign concept. Do I think it's something or it's outdated? I don't think it's that. I think it's that it's something that you have to really make the decision to be with someone and do that with. Yeah. I don't want a guy telling me he's monogamous with me and he's entertaining 20 women on Facebook. That's going to be a problem. Now, my thing is, don't make the decision to be monogamous with me if you're going to entertain multiple people, because my issue is me personally. Yeah. Man, let me know that's how it is, because I can play this.
And I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to do my own thing. Exactly.
And no, I didn't say that, Nikki. I said I can play it better than you. Oh. That's how I feel about it. If we going to do this, if this is the decision we're making, then let it be that. And you be a person of your word and I'll be a person of my word. If it's not that, don't make it that. Now, I'm a realist. You guys know that. I'm a realist. Don't make it what it is. And I think a lot of people are walking around with the assumption that they've gained monogamy from another person, and that was never the conversation. It was never part of their flow or whatever, and that's the problem. A lot of people are assuming. There are people I think who are married and assume monogamy. I know it's married. It's supposed to be implied, but I'm thinking about it. There are people who are married to people who have not had. Nick is just too tickled by what I just said. There are a lot of people who haven't even had that discussion with their spouse about what they define as monogamy or whatever. There are women who watch men cheat on them, and then as soon as they get the ring, they think the cheating is going to stop. We've seen all of that. So it has to be a discussion, and I just trust myself to say that when I'm with that person and we've had that discussion and we both define what it is, And I'm expecting him and me to both be people of our words. And when he doesn't feel that way anymore, I expect him to let me know.
Exactly. That's what it's about for me. It's always, for me, transparency and open and like being open and honest. Like, if you don't want this with me anymore, let me know.
But don't assume either, because there are guys who will assume because they have your attention or they're occupying your space in some way that you're going to automatically be monogamous to them. And that's not the case either. So I think it's both ways. I want to have that discussion with you. That way I can say, you a man of your word. You say, I'm a woman of my word. And we've had that discussion. It's an understanding. And we've forged a bond.
Yeah.
A lot of people try to forge monogamy with someone that they haven't even bonded with. Some of us who want to be monogamous with people, we shouldn't even want to be monogamous with that person.
Exactly.
We don't have enough knowledge of self to even make discernment to make that decision. There are some people who we mess with, we know monogamy is not even on the table, but yet we blindly walk into it with the assumption, and that's not fair.
I think too, a lot of people walk into not blindly, but they walk into it with the assumption that they can change that person too.
Mm-hmm. That too. Hence the woman whose man been for everybody, like put a ring on her, and all of a sudden he's gonna be faithful. No.
You know, yeah. All right, what you got?
I don't know. I was gonna say to what Ronnie was saying. I think that sometimes it's almost like is it a chain or I'm sorry, not Ronnie, what Cynthia was saying, like, you know, you're gonna have different people do it, like she was saying about loving multiple people. I mean, technically you will, it'll just be in a line as opposed to next to each other, you know what I mean? But you will, I mean, throughout the course of your life, obviously you're not meant to love one person in the course of your life.
Yeah. But that's what we're fed with marriage. When we tie it like marriage and monogamy, that's what is expected, right?
The whole thing of you have this one soulmate and
and that's it.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think
as I'm older, I realize that's just not the case. Sometimes that's not the case. You fall in love with people at the wrong time sometimes. Like
sure.
With a person and who they are as a person, and it is a totally different situation that neither one of y'all can make that connection with each other that way. But those feelings are there. And so being an adult, I realized that there is no such thing as you just loving just that one person. But like Cynthia said, you have to make that conscious decision every single day to be monogamous. You have to make that decision, choice, because that is something you have agreed to with your partner.
Mm-hmm. Or you gotta rework the terms of the agreement.
That too.
And if you do that, everybody has to agree with it. That's
right. Everyone has to be in agreement.
That's kind of like the will.
But also too, I think it's the perception that it's so hard. Like if I'm bonded with the right person and it is like a true bond and it's intimate and we've agreed on monogamy and its terms. Some days it might be hard, but generally when I'm agreeing to be monogamous with someone, I don't expect it to just be something hard every day. Like, oh, let me wake up, I gotta be faithful to another day.
You gotta be real with what you do.
But I think society, I'm saying this to say, I think society projects that onto us and says, oh, it's just so hard to be faithful. I got a man, but he gonna have 20 holes in his inbox today. No, if it's that hard, then are you monogamous or are you in prison? I don't want to be your warrior. I'm expecting that when the next person I'm monogamous with, that is going to be an ease to it.
I believe that too, Ronnie. That is what I want in the long run. But like I said, I'm seeing couples who thrive in this polyamorous relationship. So I'm just okay. I can't be closed-minded because that does work for some people.
Well, of course it works
it does work for some people.
Sure. Well, because once again, you got to realize it also kind of go back to what Cynthia was saying earlier too about where the notions come from. Everything about monogamy stems from religion. Period. The reason why people feel that they should be monogamous is because they live in America or they live in a society that's Christian dominant. Period. That's like 87% of the reason that people think that they ought to be monogamous. So if you Muslim, you might not feel that way. If you Buddhist, you might not even feel that way. I was in Thailand You know what I mean? That it's a whole different area of the world.
And you could be Christian and Mormon and not feel that way, because a lot of
that is my biggest example is Mormon.
Yeah. So I think a lot of it just boils down to where that core stems from, this even making you want to be that way. That's how you determine if that's what you really, if your heart is really in that or not. And you know what I mean? And then I think that makes it easier to navigate for people who like, well, the only reason I was really thinking that this was supposed to be that way, you know, you got people who don't even go to church. Ain't even into their religion, but they so into the beliefs of a religion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these core things that come from religion, but you're not even into a religion. You don't even. So why are you even constructed? Why are you even inside those constructs of how you should be living? You don't even believe in that shit.
Yeah.
I think definitely Christianity informed it, but now I feel like as I've gotten older and I know who I am, I think there are other things that informed my desire for monogamy. There are some times when I didn't desire it, right?
Right.
And then there are times like now where I can say, okay, I desire it, but when I do it, the reason it has nothing to do with Christianity, it informed some other things inform it, like, you know, the protection, that partnership, or that I just don't people like that, you know, like there are other things informing it, and not necessarily like, oh, this is like God's way. It's more so like there are certain things that I can and cannot tolerate at this point in my life, where maybe 10 years later it might feel a little different.
Yeah, but you know what though? Still, I do agree with that, but I think it's it's almost the equivalent to like systemic racism, right? Systemic racism is racism that you would never notice. It's racism that you wouldn't even realize, that it's like things are happening to you that you don't even know are happening to you. You know what I mean? So it's like it'd be the same thing. You be influenced.
Oh crap, Knick-Knack, you're frozen. Hello.
Oh, on mine. He's good.
Yeah, I'm like, I think I'm good.
It was mine.
Right, okay. Your ass is frozen.
I was.
But you know,
okay, go ahead.
Or it'll be like the like
that part though, because I didn't.
Sure. So I was saying like it'll be like some things are just ingrained in you, like almost like covertly, right? So it's like you might not really be concerned about a religion, but the religion the people have been so concerned about the value of this religion that it has since shaped society. But
that's exactly
society.
it.
But then you'll be concerned about society. So it's like it's kind of the same thing. You know what I mean? It's like so many of the ideas that have shaped our society, especially in America, come from Christianity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like now the society look at you away for doing something, and you kind of care about society, and you don't even realize they getting them views from religion, and you don't even give a fuck about religion. It's like a double-edged sword. It's like you know what I'm saying? So a lot of the stuff that we do be like religious based, and you don't even be fucking realizing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Nick, you still haven't answered the question then. So do you believe it exists, or you think that it's something that you have to like fight within yourself to actual be monogamous?
I think it's really gonna be contingent upon timing. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna have a variance of difficulties as you pass through different times of your life. You know what I mean? It's like you're gonna be hornier in your 20s than probably your 70s. So I would assume monogamy is gonna be easier for you in your 70s than your 20s. You know, just
all these old men.
I was just gonna say,
unless they align over. Oh well, I guess he is.
No, but you know what though?
He's damn near 70.
I don't even, once again, no. I'm gonna tell you something a lot of times about how men operate. You know what I mean? Men, once again, go back to the thing that we were saying about the Lori Harvey thing. Men are do stuff for pride. Men do stuff for, you know what I mean? So you got 70-year-old dudes ain't trying to fuck every day. They trying to prove that they can still fuck. You see what I'm saying? They trying to show you I ain't washed up. I'm not some useless man out here now. Right. At its core, oftentimes, you know what I'm saying? Because once you get up, it's just like an athlete. It's just like if you was an athlete or super athletic in your young years, man, if you can't do that shit no more at 60, you might be looking for something. Oh, I need a fast cardigan, or I need a fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I used to.
How he got back in the ring with Roy Jones Jr., how they both got back in the ring after years of not being in the ring. It was more to prove that they could still do it.
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, to that same right, because they like, and he say it, even like when they kept calling it an exhibition. You notice Mike Tyson kept saying like, are we gladiators? Like, because his thing is like, I don't want to be demoted.
Right.
Don't demote me to exhibition. It's the same thing with the sex thing. Like, listen, that's a part of what make a man a man. You know what I mean? So now if you lose that part of you, that's gonna do something to your psyche. You know what I mean? Like something. Now, whether it's something big or something small is gonna depend upon the guy. But that got a lot to do with, and men do that kind of a lot with, like, once again, back to the Lori Harvey thing. These is dudes that could have all kind of women, which could be arguably more beautiful than Lori Harvey. Why everybody picking her? It's a trophy thing. And that's kind of the same principle with wanting to be 80 years old and fucking 20-year-old fucking Peruvian chicks and shit.
like Lionel Richie being 71 and his girlfriend is 30.
All these polygamy folks, they don't put enough respect on STDs for me, man.
You put a good point out there where I say certain things that I ain't finna stand for. It's certain things I ain't built
There's
for.
a lot of non-polygamous people that don't put importance on STDs.
Yeah, man.
What she said.
Now with all them different people, we open all of this stuff.
I think that is
I lying about who they going raw with and all that.
Who they going raw with? I don't want to deal with all that.
You guys, but I think it's an assumption on our part.
It is.
I have heard that there's like whole documentaries and stuff. I'm like, people literally are like, they get STD tests before they can sleep with anyone. Mm-hmm. This is
everybody not doing that.
But let's be clear though.
It's not structured like that.
Let's be. It's definitely not like that. They lied on them documentaries.
But I think so too.
I definitely think that there are probably couples that do that, because if they're being open and transparent, then why would they be in violation of the contract? It's an agreement among adults. And so I do think that they have to have guidelines and terms and conditions that they have to adhere to in order for it to be successful and work.
Check this out though. I'll put it on a much simpler scale even than that. Motherfuckers don't do that when they single.
That's what I'm saying. So to say that the polyamorous people, that's what makes it.
But I'm saying that. I'm saying that on the flip side. I'm actually kind of saying that as a testament to I'm saying like people will put all these stipulations on what it would take for polyamory to be okay, but you would do the exact same shit as a single person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you would be single and sleep with a motherfucker, 13 motherfuckers in a month and don't care nothing about. Mm-hmm. But now if you in polyamorous relationships, the same 13 motherfuckers now, I could get an STD. You could get an STD from them single.
Yeah,
exactly.
What the fuck? But I think it's because polyamory is weird to people. And being single is not weird to people.
It's not the norm.
Yeah.
It's not
the norm.
So
people put all these
actually is normal in a lot of other nations. It's normal in a lot of.
That's what I was saying.
It's normal in the animal kingdom. I mean, there's some things that happen in the animal kingdom, and that's why I'm saying a lot of it boils down to science. I think for males, it's easier for me to say, I don't think that you guys were definitely wired to spread your seed, to procreate. So I think that sometimes males have a harder time being monogamous. I'm not excusing the ability for an individual to control those instincts that you're naturally
the urge itself.
Right? But like Arani said, you don't ever want to put somebody in a situation where they can't contain those urges and then they feel like they're trapped. Like that's not what we're looking for. That's not what monogamous people are looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody got any last thoughts on this?
Well, I don't think Rob told us if he believed it existed. I think he just commented.
I said I did believe it existed. I believe monogamy exists. People do it every day.
Yeah.
People do it every day. I think it's a choice you got to make. Like, it's just a choice. Like, you got to just decide, this is the person I'm rocking with. This is who I want to be with.
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck with nobody else. And you got to be in. It got to be a commitment in you. You can do it. People do it every day.
Yeah. I think it still exists. I do think it is definitely, I think it still exists, but I do think that another thing is coming to the forefront too. Mm-hmm. So sometimes it's hard to see it as much because you're just seeing, especially if you're a person out here, you're trying to date, you're just seeing everything else. And I'm just like, I'm literally like, oh my God, is there not one guy on here who is looking for, like, I'm running into most of the guys are saying that they are polyamorous, they have a girlfriend, or they're polyamorous and they want to, you know, definitely have like a girlfriend and then someone else. Like they want to have a couple of girlfriends, or they want to have a wife and a girlfriend. And then I'm running into guys saying like, you know, they're not looking for anything serious. So I'm just like, what the heck? And this is just swiping and reading bios. So I'm like, what? So it literally was like bringing this question to me, like, what the heck is going on? Like, does monogamy even exist anymore? You know, like.
But it's just timing. It's just timing. It's always about timing. And when I say timing, I mean just like the space of time that you exist in. You know what I mean? If you existed in the 1400s, it would be, but it's funny, you know what I mean? But it's
true
real,
though.
you know what I mean? Like if you existed in the 1400s, you would be a fucking handmaiden, and that'd be the end of it. It wouldn't, you wouldn't even be thinking about whether you could have a man. You ain't no husband for you. You were fucking, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just, and you'd be okay with that. You know what I mean? So it's just the time. So you just happen to be in a space where it seems as if people are transitioning from, not even transitioning, but at least whereas 25 years ago, polyamory, at least to the visibly, wasn't even a thing at all. And now you happen to be existing in that space and time where it's unveiling itself in a more public manner. So that's why it's seeming to you like, damn, is anybody even? Of course, tons of people, you know what I mean? Like, but it's just, this is the thing that you see right now. It's just, you know what I mean? I think that's really what it
I agree with Nick. I think it's like, it's no longer tabooish to discuss that you potentially want to be in open relationships or want to have multiple partners as your, you know, part of your relationship. So yeah, I think it definitely seems that way because we're living in that time, right? But yeah, I don't think I would want to be single during this time. I think it would definitely complicate a whole lot of things for me. I would have to like reformulate my mentality. Like, okay, what is it that I really want?
It's rough out here. You don't want to.
And you know,
I mean, ask me and Ron and Rob.
And the monogamy thing is also going to have a variance of difficulty depending on how important of a relationship that aspect is to you.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like some people are just even when they single, like, you know, some people are just like be real workaholics or career driven, or like the opposite sex or the same sex if you're homosexual, you know what I'm saying? But just relationship ain't even what's important of that top importance to them. So even when they get in a relationship, they just monogamy might not be hard for them because they ain't a person that's always looking for somebody to fuck around with anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They not even that kind of person. They more focused on other type of shit in their life. So, you know, it's going to always be a variance of just because some people just ain't even that like tempted by the opposite sex, whether they single or in a relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they just not, other shit is way more important than them. You know what I mean? So yeah. You got people so go back to what y'all was saying about like it ain't always a drawn out daily task to be monogamous. Yeah, if you got other shit going on, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't just, women or men shouldn't just be on your fucking mind 24/7 anyway. Even your woman or man.
Exactly.
Shit.
Right.
But I guess that's the assumption though, like men who are deemed promiscuous or men who are, you know, or women themselves, like if you enjoy having sex, you enjoy it, and then you taste the rainbow, you know, that's the notion and the assumption that that's all you think about.
That's all that's on your mind.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You know,
I mean, I'm sure there was a time in everyone's life where maybe that is all you thought about, you know, but to assume that that's just because you like having sex or you like being in people's inboxes or you like to expose yourself or whatever, it's the assumption that you're always thinking about sex.
Right?
Yeah.
It could have just been 10 minutes of your life that you sent out 15 pictures of your dick. And that was 15 minutes, but we can sit here and say, oh shit, this motherfucker's always thinking about.
Yeah. That's correct.
But it's wrong to assume that.
Okay. Well, this was a good one. It was a great conversation, y'all.
It was. I love this.
Yeah, man.
What'd you say, Ronnie?
You're so cheesy. You were
I'm so cheesy. I love it. You look, y'all don't understand how much I love when we can have conversations, because I be having conversations by myself to my camera on YouTube talking all by myself.
You finish that sentence.
Man, I'm so glad you added the rest. I'm like,
right.
Wait, so before we move on to the next topic, I don't know if you're going to go into the other one. I just want to say that I would have never expected my Nikki Poo to tell me that she would be open to a polyamorous situation.
I would.
So,
I would.
Nick.
I would. You know what? Only reason I say that is because you were a blank slate for so long. You know what I mean? So that normally would make you more malleable. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, okay.
Wait, what does that mean?
Like, you started your career with, you know what I mean, like intimacy and all of that. So much.
Did you call it a career?
Well, yeah.
Wait, I'm so confused. No, what is?
Let me stay on this conversation.
Nick, you know what, Nick, you're so sweet. You know what? This just is a testament to how much he thinks and cares about you. I love that.
You're open. You can flow. You're able to be open.
Oh yeah.
Like molded. Like you can be. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you weren't already. By the time you really started getting heavily into, like, you know, dealing those type of. Especially on
they all like, I've been open about how I'm a late bloomer and
yeah.
So that, like, I think that made it good for you, because now concepts start coming around. You know, you didn't start messing around when it was so strict. You know what I mean? You figure, like, us doing stuff like who had sex in high school, you couldn't even, like, a girl giving head was like immediately she's a slut. Now that's so regular. That's now you backdating. You hearing about your aunties and your grandma giving head and shit. You know what I mean?
Like, don't tell nobody I sucked your dick. Don't tell nobody I sucked your dick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, by you being a later bloomer, I would think that would keep you more open to stuff. You know what I mean?
It does. It does.
So no, I'm not shocked.
Well, you know, I guess shock may not be the word. I actually, to be truthful, I'm so proud.
Yeah.
Cynthia's like, it's because for Cynthia it's Nikki Poo, and then for y'all it's Nick Nack. So it is different to hear me saying this, but that's truly how I feel. I'm like, you know what? That works for them. I don't know if it's necessarily what would work for me, but I'm also don't know if I wouldn't try it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
I just know me personally, I don't want the one where it's like we're all in a house together.
No, I don't know about that.
I think that would be okay.
You don't want the reality show style. Huh?
No.
Yeah. I think I would be okay in my dating life, and not in the moment of where I'm want that monogamy with that person. If that's not someone I want a monogamous relationship with, I think I would be okay with like the SZA song, Saturday Sun. What is it?
Well, because that's exactly what the dating life is.
Yeah, I just be
That's
honest.
exactly what you're doing when you're dating. It's zero difference. The only difference is it's not a title attached to it.
Exactly.
But that's it.
I think I would be okay when I have the title. If this was definitely a person that I didn't see myself having, like, because I do know my end game. I want monogamy. I want my person. That is important to me, to have that person that I'm with every day. I wake up every morning with my best friend. We go out, we do brunch together, we kick it, we come back home, we together. You know, I like that, you know. But I wouldn't be closed-minded. If I was to meet a guy, I vibed with him and he had a polyamorous situation. I sat down with the girlfriend. She's like, you know, I got my boyfriend too, but these are what we do to make sure we're all staying safe and the rules. I don't think I would be opposed to it. That's just me.
I couldn't do it. I'm too selfish.
And sometimes I can't even believe I say that.
I don't think it's selfish. Because I found that too. Like,
he said he couldn't do it because he's too selfish.
Yes. So to me, like, my mentality, I've been battling this because I feel like, yeah, I'd be open to polyandry. I wouldn't mind having two men. But the thought of, like, giving him the idea of, like, the openness to do that, I'm like, hell no.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily think it's selfish. I think it's really because I'm not wired for that.
Yeah.
I'm wired for the menage. I'm not wired for the relationship aspect of it. Like, I would do the menage part,
But polyamorous isn't always like it's 3 people in the bed. It could be me having a husband and having another man that I have fun with. It don't even necessarily mean that I'm having sex with them. So it's not necessarily you. Polyamorous doesn't necessarily mean all 3 of you in the bed having fun.
Yeah, no, that I'm not wired for that.
That's true.
That's not what it is. But to me, the idea of like being able to be with 2 different men, like, okay, this is great.
Well, let me interject though. So everybody knows that there's a difference between polyamory and polygamy.
Yes.
Okay. So because what you just said is polygamy.
Who? Yeah. Mine?
Yeah, that's like a whole everybody.
Polyandry is a woman having 2 males. It doesn't mean I'm married to both of them. Polygamy, that's where the whole marriage thing. Like
that's what I said. That's what I said.
I view polyamory. I know a person who 2 people, they're married. Okay. He has a girlfriend. She has a girlfriend or a boyfriend. I think she doesn't have a girlfriend, but she has a boyfriend now. They have their house together. They have their home life together. But every once in a while, she'll go on her date with her boyfriend or girlfriend, whoever she's digging at that time. He goes on a date with his girlfriend. They have even wanted their people that they date separately outside of their marriage to like even meet each other, to kind of just be like, this is okay with us. This is our situation. That works for them. I think me seeing how that works good for them, it's a functioning relationship. That is what helped my eyes to be open to be like, sure, okay, this works for some people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like he's with the girlfriend all the time. It's but he has that connection with the girlfriend. They talk all the time. They love each other. They have a connection with each other. And then, like maybe once a month or once every couple of months, he meets up with that girlfriend and they go on a date, and then he spends the night with that girlfriend. And then the wife meets up with her girlfriend or boyfriend that same time. They go on a date, they spend that time together. But then when it's all said and done, he goes back to his wife, but he's still in that constant connection with the girlfriend, and vice versa, her with her girlfriend or boyfriend. It just works for them. You know what I'm saying? There's no drama. It works for them.
Yeah, because they're being honest.
And the 2 people that they're messing with are people that are so engaged in their own life. That's why it works for them. You get what I'm saying? They're caught up in their own career, their own busyness, so it works for them.
What'd you say, Ronnie?
I was like, until it doesn't.
Until it doesn't. And
that's what any relationship.
And one of the people involved said, I'm at this point in my life, I just want to do what makes me happy. Right now, he makes me happy. Being with him makes me happy. It is not my ideal situation, because my ideal situation is monogamy. Yeah. But life's too short. I want to be happy, and I'm going to do this until it does not work for me.
I think in those relationships that work, like Ronnie said, like it's good until it isn't. And I think that's when most of the time I'm inclined to say it probably is the woman, because in those situations you could have a connection, but you don't necessarily have to catch feelings. Right? So as soon as you start catching feelings for that person, and that person is not going to be able to give you what you ideally want, that's when it stops working.
Exactly.
But the problem is,
what is it that you? But see, I think the issue is.
Say that again.
Go ahead, Ronnie.
But another problem is that people will continue to partake even though they know it's not working anymore, and they'll continue in that scenario knowing that it's not working. And
that's true. But that is a decision that they have consciously made.
Yes.
So that is their decision. So then they have to live with those consequences because they made that decision.
Yeah. And I attribute it to this, like, in your dating life as a woman, I could speak for myself. Like, there was a time where I wasn't taking men serious. Like, you can come at me, no, I don't want a relationship with you, but okay, we could have fun. But then that became uncomfortable for them because I was a woman who took charge.
Time like that, yeah.
Huh? Say that? Would you say?
Did have a time like that, and it was more the men who were uncomfortable with it than.
Yes, they had a problem. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, we came into the situation as this is just sex, and that's what it is for me. So once you start questioning why I'm so comfortable with that, that's not my problem. Okay, that's your problem.
Because you said,
so I think what it was. But that was me. I made the decision that if I wanted to have fun, I'm gonna have fun with the individual.
Oh, hold on, what I missed? You did what?
So Cynthia was just saying, basically, you know, how she's had a time in her life where she was okay and comfortable with a situation where there were guys in her life that she just had fun with them. She didn't want a relationship. She was okay with that.
All right, no, listen. So this stemmed from the fact that Ronnie said that it works until it doesn't work. And I said, most of the time, I'm inclined to say that it was probably on the woman's end that they were okay with the situation. But when they start catching feelings, it complicates shit.
Of course.
So if you're going to dabble in something of this magnitude, you have to know your boundaries, right? So I just use myself as an example. We all go through stages in our life. Well, I'm speaking for myself as a woman who I took charge of my body. It's my body and I could do whatever I want with it. And so there was a time in my life that I had made the decision, I don't want to be in a relationship with anybody. I'm going to have fun. And that's what it is for me. And that's an agreement. Like, I have fun, but I had a lot of issues with some males having a problem with, how come you don't, why is this so okay with you? And I was like, because it is. And it was actually fights, like, because they started catching feelings because I was different from what they're used to. They're used to clinginess. Like, you get a taste of something like, oh, it's good, and now I keep coming back because it's so good, and now I want a relationship with you.
Anybody else catch that humble brag? Anybody else catch humble brag?
Hey, you guys, sorry, I gotta take off, man.
Oh, okay.
But I had a good time with y'all, man. I had a good time, man.
We had a great time with you, Scorchy.
I appreciate it.
Love you.
Man. Y'all be smooth, man.
You too.
Okay, smooth, Robert.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I mean, that's
all you crew.
Hey, my you crew.
So
11th floor.
What'd you say, Ronnie?
11th floor.
11th floor.
Because it was the all-girl floor, but Nick was always on the floor.
All-girl floor, but Nick
the floor up more than y'all.
Nick,
for real.
Nick literally practically lived on the all-girls floor with us because he was always up there.
Didn't even know how he got up there.
Well, and then remember, for a time, I lived on the 12th floor.
Yeah.
And don't leave your room unlocked. He would be in your room.
Nick always put me in the most awkward positions because folks would like hear his deep ass loud voice on our floor. People would just happen to stop by my room and be like, "Oh, I thought I heard Nick." I'm like, "You know where he is?" Like, I don't know.
Oh, Nick.
I love you, Nick.
But yes, I think so, Cynthia. So you said you think if you feel like the feelings is what got the feelings is what made you have to retract.
No. I was saying
the guy's feelings.
Oh, I mean, I had males who had a problem with like, okay, wait a minute. We were both in agreement that this was just fun, but because I was not the norm of you get a taste and then you cling to it. Yeah. Then it became appealing to them. Yeah. Then it became a problem.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And that men do it all the time.
Yeah.
I thought that's how y'all play the game.
So why am I being viewed as bad? Because I'm exhibiting male-like traits, like,
right.
You know, and it's like, I'm not saying I was out there. Let's make that clear. But I'm just saying, like,
no,
I was
not. I didn't think that at all.
I was free to do what I want. Like, I didn't allow anybody to put limitations on
or put
what I wanted to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a label, right?
Well, I will say, like, just for anybody who may be listening, do not try to come at me in a like, oh, you want to be pop. No, that's not the case. That's not the case. You know what I'm saying? Social comments will be like, you okay with advertising? You know what I'm saying?
They own you. They own you
now. That is not the case. The case
they own you now.
Monogamy, it is my end goal. That is what I'm looking for. But I'm just saying, after seeing what I have seen of different polyamorous situations that have worked for people, I'm like, I wouldn't definitely be closed-minded to it, is what I'm saying. It's like, for me, everything's about connection, a connection I feel and have with the person. So I would have to really feel like I have the most deep, ridiculous connection with someone to make me even want to entertain that. Because now, even now, like I'm swiping and I don't swipe on these polyamorous guys because you know what I'm saying? It had to be a situation.
That's not your first choice.
They can't even get past that initial.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it had to be
your first choice.
Where I've just literally, I met someone, we vibed, we had a great connection. We were friends. It grew into even more of a connection. And then, okay, that is why I maybe decided to think about it. You know what I'm saying? So don't y'all be trying to come at me sideways because that ain't what it is.
Same for me.
She with it, y'all. She with it. No, don't get it fucked up. Couple of double douces.
Whatever. Wait, what does double douces mean?
Oh God.
Well, double shots of douce. She with it, y'all.
Whatever. No, I'm not. Oh, the drink. Okay. Well, anyway, I love y'all. Y'all got any last thoughts? Everybody good?
I'm good. That was just good to see everybody.
I know. This is so much fun.
It was so fun. It was
I do miss I think this was fun for me, especially to hear Nick, because Nick has always been like a wise old man soul inside. Like we used to have deep conversations like this, and he always challenges, and that's I'm glad you had him on here because he will challenge, and he's he's calm. He doesn't get extra, and you can kind of hear what he has to say. So
that's exactly why I wanted him on, because
I wouldn't mind having conversations with Nick.
I know we're gonna have more conversations like
we could do it. I'm with it. I got a lot of different perspectives. I got perspectives that people don't look at. You know what I mean? Like that. I think about stuff a lot. I don't want to say deeper than other people, but you know what I mean? Like I think at least I think in different ways that people don't look at stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you try to see things from different perspectives and angles. And that's what I try to do. I think that's why I enjoy talking to you, because I could try to see things from different angles.
Yeah.
And most important, like a lot of stuff that I was just kind of that when you talk about these type of topics and stuff, you also got to realize you got to take into consideration why you feel the way that you feel about stuff. You know what I mean? Like where your beliefs stem from, and that oftentimes that'll tell you a lot. You know what I mean? Because it's just like as we get older, so much stuff that we got is from like our parents or things that our parents presented to us, whether it be like other people that our parents presented to us. That's why those people are in our lives, or experiences that we had because of our parents. But your parents ain't perfect.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's stuff that you may have learned that may be, I wouldn't even say wrong, but everything don't stay the same. Like just once again, to go back to what I was saying about time. You know what I mean? When you think about a lifetime is to us is forever, but your lifetime is not forever. Your lifetime is a blink in forever. You know what I mean? So many things can change. Everything that you could think is one way. If you live 100 years, how many things change in 100 years?
Yeah.
But how many people, millions of things change over the span of 100 years, but barely anybody lives over 100 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how much shit, the things that you just knew was tradition, the things in your life that you just knew, this is how things are supposed to be.
Yeah.
50 years from now, that shit could be null and void. You know what I mean?
I was
5 years.
5 years.
You know what I mean? So
10 years.
You know what I mean? And that's even, and that even got a lot to do with, and there's no exception to that. Even some of the things that we feel at our core. You know what I mean? Like some of those things are fragile. It's a lot of our beliefs that we have that are much more fragile than we know. You know what I mean? Like somebody could show you something and shake up everything you thought about something that you just knew. That you just knew was how it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that, you know, people who have an open mind and shit like that, they normally see the world different. You know what I mean? And that's how I be. I'm just like, man, I'm knowing it. It's just certain things that we think so wholeheartedly. I'm like, that shit don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like the thing that I was saying earlier about the religion thing. It's so much stuff that's based on religion, but now people don't even be in tune with the religion. Well, maybe you should reconsider how you view shit then.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They're only supposed to be with one person. Like, they're only supposed to know one person sexually, be with them sexually, be with their lives. And I know I was taught that because I was
That's what I was taught too.
For a very long time. Long time, Nikki, you know, whatever. And that, and I believe that, and I can honestly say I don't necessarily believe that anymore.
Yeah.
But that belief is not necessarily wrong. You know what I mean?
Right. No, never.
I realized in my life and in
your life,
as my thought progressed and as I knew myself more, it did. You're right. It's not necessarily wrong, but it's not for life changes your thoughts.
Right.
That's
you know, certain things like that, you know, everything that's categorized is not necessarily ranked. You know, we do that often. There's a difference between ranking something and categorizing something. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, what's better, a Ferrari or a Rolls Royce? Neither, or both, or you know what I mean? It's like they're equivalent, but they're nothing alike. But then again, they're the exact same thing. They're both vehicles. One is luxury, one is fast, but then they're both actually fast and they're both considered luxury.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like this, it's like the same thing with like what you saying, what Cynthia just said about it's not wrong or right. It's just like a neutral thing. You know what I mean? It's just like when you go to rent a car, you can't rent a wrong car. You just rent the car. As long as it can get you from A to B, it served its purpose. You know, it's one of those things where you just kind of, it's like these things you just pick, you kind of really, it's really just always suitable. The idea of it is really just neutral. It's just, is it right? Is it the right thing for you, or is it the right thing? I don't really know if you consider these type of things wrong.
And that's the key word.
You know what I mean?
It's just, is it the right thing for you? That's the key word, for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Well, this was a great one. I
had a great time.
So much.
We need to do it again.
Nick, sure. You do music, and I know you have your own like sweatshirt line. Tell people where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, you can follow, you can tap into everything I got going on. I'm Nicholas Kane on IG. It's a lot of traffic. If you want to see the stuff, you know what I mean, you can come to IG, or you can go to ClarenceTheSoFine.com. The site is under construction right now, but we'll have it up and running probably in the next maybe like month or so. You know what I mean? It'll be full service. You can get everything you need there. But until Clarence the SoFine is up and running, but you can still go now, sign up, put your email in so I can, keep you in tune. But like outside of that, I appreciate it.
I want one, the one with your face and the Nick on it.
That was my favorite.
That's Clarence. That's Clarence. So I got a bunch of stuff coming out. I got some collectibles coming out as well. Kind of along the same line. So it's gonna be like some some statuette stuff, like some numbered stuff. I'm only gonna do 1 of 100, 1 of 50, some collectibles, some stuff that you can really
I love that. And y'all, my sister has his sweatshirt, the Clarence is So Fine one. It's so cute. And my sister, like, she says it's really comfortable. Like, and I think the material is soft. It's like good quality.
Oh, hi, you already know. You already know.
It's
me. Already know.
Yeah, it's gonna.
I already know.
For starters, I'm gonna give you high quality because I'm charging you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not selling nothing for cheap. So with that being said, I don't want no backlash.
Right.
So I'm gonna make sure all of the quality is up to snuff, because I'm gonna have my price point right. But you know what I mean? It's just one of those things, I say all of the time, the wave is never with the big industry. You know what I mean? Like, they always catch the wave.
Right.
The wave is already out. If you want to be on the wave, then you gotta motherfuckers like me. You gotta fuck with the creators. You gotta fuck with the trailblazers of this shit when it comes to fashion and music and lifestyle, and you know what I mean. Like, if you looking to the TV and to that shit that's already getting reported, once it's getting reported to you, clearly it's already happening. You already behind the 8 ball. You know what I mean? So tap in with me. You know what I mean? But once again, if you want, follow me on Nick at Nicholas Kane on IG, or you can always hashtag. If you hashtag most interesting, I'm gonna pop up. I don't care where you do it.
That's true. And Nicholas Kane with the K. Kane with the K, right?
Kane with the K.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
It'll be pinned. Nikki will pin it down in the bio.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it down in the comment. I mean, not in the comment, in the description. I'm definitely gonna put it in the description.
Down there.
Ronnie, you want to tell everybody where you are on social media? I don't know. Are you private on Instagram or not?
I am private on Instagram.
Oh,
I was private. So the business I do, I don't really promote it on social media like that because it's mostly just referral in terms of just the industry I'm in. So I do accounting consultant, nonprofit, anything government, private. So yeah, I don't really promote it on social media. My social media is I found on LinkedIn. My professional profile.
I'll put her LinkedIn profile in the description too.
Oh, now Nikki.
Sin? Go ahead.
Hey, so yeah, no, I'm just a fun person who's very private. So you can try to find my social media, but I won't be accepting any friendships. I think what Nikki wanted me to discuss is like dabble in crafting. I'm really good at making things. But like Nick said, my website is up and running. I don't really publicize my crafts on social media. Most of the people that know that I craft, and most of their stuff is exclusive, just like Nick.
Yeah. Well, anyway, y'all know y'all can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at only Nikki Bowers, at only Nikki Bowers, NIKKI BOWERS. I have enjoyed this so much. I love y'all so much. Thank you for doing. Wait, is Nick Nack frozen? Oh no, he's not.
Love you.
Thank you for doing this episode of Undeniably Nikki with me. It's our first edition of Convos with the Sexes. I think it went very well. It was a great time. I had so much fun with y'all. If y'all are liking what y'all seeing, please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. All you have to do is hit that little bell ding, and you'll get some notifications about when I am uploading a new video. Also, please make sure you're liking, commenting, and sharing this episode if you like what you saw. That's all I got. Y'all got anything else?
We out.
Good. All right. Well, I will catch y'all next time on another episode of Undeniably Nikki. Bye, guys. Bye.